Sports Network from Van Wagner. Your Lady Flames play here.
Free throws are good. Flames try to break through the pressure to get a shot at the buzzer. They go inside to Smuda. Smuda turns and scores as the horn sounds. Bella Smuda corner to Hess. Hess for three. Boom! Emma Hess, her third three-pointer of this first quarter.
The Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Fakes the shot, gets everybody to bite, takes it into the paint, floats it home. Beautiful move.
With Liberty and Conference USA, it's time for the Flames to rise again. Rise with us. Welcome to live pregame radio coverage of Liberty Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network. Liberty Lady Flames basketball is brought to you in part by Segra, a proud partner of Liberty University. Segra offers customized business technology solutions. You can learn more at segra.com. Liberty basketball is also brought to you by Carter Bank. Life lived full. Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking for good with Freedom First today. Carl Miller Realty, caring, competent, trusted advisors. And by Lynchburg Nissan. Nobody beats our prices. Nobody. Welcome to the Lady Flames Tip-Off Show, powered by Segra. Coming up, we'll hear from head coach Kerry Green. Plus, pregame analysis, starting lineups, and much more are on the way. Now let's go live courtside with the voice of Liberty Lady Flames basketball, Jamie Hall.
Hello everyone, welcome into Liberty Arena, where tonight the Lady Flames are going to take on New Mexico State. Liberty comes into this game 16-6 overall, 9-2 in Conference USA, that's second place. While New Mexico State, they are 12-11 overall and 5-5 inside of Conference USA. And I would say, if you ask Coach Jody Adams, she would say that's a little disappointing for them. They would have thought they would have been a little bit higher up in the standings at this point in the year. And let's take a look at those Conference USA the standings overall as far as the conference games are concerned. Middle Tennessee's on top, 10-1. Liberty a game behind at 9-2. And then you've got WKU at 8-3. It certainly seems like things could change, but those three teams are probably battling for those two top seeds, and there is an advantage to being either the 1 or 2 seed as far as having an extra day off in the mix before the semifinals and final. Then behind them is Louisiana Tech at 6-5, New Mexico State 5-5, FIU 5-6, and then it drops down 3-8 teams: Jack State, Kennesaw State, and Sam Houston, and UTEP is in last place right now at 2-8. So those are the Conference USA standings. This is the fifth meeting overall between these two teams. Our Aqua Pro Series recap looks like this. Flames are 4-0. They played once earlier this year, Liberty winning that game 82-72 back on the 18th of January in Las Cruces. Most recently, the Lady Flames beat Sam Houston 74-54, having then lost the game before that to La Tech down in Ruston. And a heartbreaker, it was 67-66 the final score. Flames did bounce back, though, and get a solid win against the Bearcats on Saturday. New Mexico State, they only played one game last week. That was their travel partner at UTEP and won 85-60. 9 seniors on this Aggies team. They returned about 3/4 of their points from a season ago and almost all of their three-pointers from last season. So a veteran crew, and they're going to look to take advantage of that as they play a Lady Flames team that's pretty veteran too. There's some seniors on this Liberty squad that lead the way. Emma Hess, Bella Smuda, Jordan Hodges, all 3 starters for the Lady Flames that have logged a ton of minutes over the years. So it should be a fun game. Take a look at our Alcova Mortgage keys to the game. Let Alcova Mortgage help you land the keys to your next home. Find out more at alcova.com/JoeJ. The Flames need to keep Molly Kaiser in check. She's averaging 22 points and scored 31 against the Flames the first time these two teams matched up. For Liberty, they're going to look to the bench, and that's our Foster Fuels Who's Hot. Peen Steenbergen had 15 points against Sam Houston and had 11 the last time these two teams matched up out in the land of enchantment. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll get the thoughts of head coach Kerry Green as the pregame show continues on. Liberty and New Mexico State just after the top of the hour.
Looking to buy a home or refinance a mortgage? Now is the time to take advantage of your one-of-a-kind offer from Alcova Mortgage. As an employee or alumni with Liberty University, you are eligible to receive a lender credit that equates to 1% of your total loan amount up to $5,000. This offer provides you with some much-needed savings while also helping you tackle your closing costs. Visit alcova.com/liberty today for details. Offer does not apply to broker loans.
Alcova Mortgage, NMLS ID 40508, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, Equal Housing Lender.
At Carter Bank, we believe life is best lived full of opportunities and dreams, of goals achieved and promises kept. We've been creating opportunities for more people and businesses to prosper since 1974. That means great local lending, convenient access to your money, accounts and guidance that make it easier to get more done. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Visit carterbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hey, Flames fans, Gentry Lock is fired up to join in the excitement this season. Gentry Lock Attorneys knows it's all about preparation, precise teamwork, and a competitive spirit for the hard-fought wins. We've got that down. With our fierce drive to succeed, uncommon thinking, and extensive resources, Gentry Lock helps businesses thrive. We are downtown at 801 Main Street, and we serve the Commonwealth and beyond with offices in Roanoke, Richmond, and Norfolk. All the ways Gentry Lock can help clients succeed is waiting for you at gentrylock.com.
At Carilion Clinic, the success of their employees is based on a culture that welcomes them and nurtures their growth. As the largest nonprofit employer west of Richmond, Carillion's team members are always learning and forever curious. Carilion is more than a healthcare system. It's a team of unique individuals doing what matters most, caring for the community. Visit CarillionClinic.org/careers and search their opportunities. Come join 13,000 employees who are Carilion proud.
Earthright Mid-Atlantic, your trusted solar and energy efficiency experts. With a focus on honesty, education, and excellence, they light the way to savings, home comfort, and a greener future. Educating homeowners about the power of solar and energy efficiency is their winning game plan. More information about Earthright Mid-Atlantic? 434-200-9716 or at erepower.com.
You're listening to Liberty Basketball and the Lady Flames Tip-Off Show from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network. Our pregame coverage continues with the thoughts of head coach Kerry Green, presented by Earthright Mid-Atlantic. Once again, here's Jamie Hall.
Coach, it's nice to be back home in Liberty Arena. Seems like the way this Conference USA schedule has been set up, it's pretty much every other. There was one time we had 2 weeks at home, and there'll be a time coming up where you have 2 weeks on the road. But for the most part, it's a pretty fair schedule when it comes to home and away. You don't have too many long road swings and not too many long home swings either.
Yeah, I think the conference office did as good a job they could for parity and being fair to everyone. And, sometimes it's rough, but we're always glad to be back home for these next two games. And then we have to hit the road. And when we had 3 games at home, then I think it flips in 3 games on the road. So it all balances out. We just need to serve here at home and take care of business against a really good, competitive New Mexico State team.
From that game earlier in the season, which that's a brutal trip for the East Coast teams, the FIUs and the Liberties for that matter, and Kennesaw State probably too a little bit. Having played UTEP and New Mexico State, but you were able to get 2 wins on that road swing. As rough as it was physically on the bodies, they were able to persevere and get 2 wins. Yeah,
it was a great win. I felt like our bench played well. When our bench plays well, we can compete. And our bench really played well. We shot the ball really well. Didn't defend very well, especially on Molly Kaiser, but she's an outstanding ball player, and our fans may be looking at the Conference Player of the Year. You know, she's she got 31 on us, and she's got 30 on other people too. So she's an outstanding athlete that shoots the ball, and they need her to shoot the ball, and she can put the ball in the hole.
It kind of goes back to the Michael Jordan philosophy of, do you try to stop Michael and let everybody else beat you, or do you try to play an even game, or do you let her get hers and stop everybody else?
Yeah, I'm one of those even gamers. Let's defend everybody, and if she's ace and we're a queen, you know, she just trumps us in that situation. But hopefully our other 4 cards will be better. And you know, they got other people that can hurt you. The post player can hurt you, and the 4 player can hurt you. They got a good team. They got a good team, and as an example, Middle had to beat them in overtime, so that should just tell you, you know, how good are they. They're good enough to beat you. We shot the ball really well at their place, and got positive contributions all the way around.
As far as your team right now, what do you like? What are some things that you still need to improve on?
Consistency in defense in the fourth quarter. We could play 3 good games and consistency all the way through the game. I mean, it may be that we don't play very well the first quarter. You know, we need 4 good quarters of consistent basketball in all the areas: defense, rebounding, offensive execution, don't turn the ball over, things like that. We're not there yet, and we're still searching to try to get some consistency within the game and from one game to the next game.
How about the Ortho Virginia injury report?
I think we're as healthy as could be. No injuries, no one missing in action because of flu bug or an injury, so we're good to go.
One last quick one for you. You've got basically a month left, which is hard to believe that the season has flown by this quickly. Are you happy with where the rotation's been? I know there's been a couple of times where you go, boy, I wish I would have got the bench in a little bit more. But overall, starter minutes versus bench minutes about where you'd like at this point in the season?
Yeah, and I'll tell you who's really helping a lot, and I'm gaining more and more confidence, is the bench. It's not one individual, it's the bench. And in practice, you know, practice are pretty competitive, and the numbers sort of prove that, you know, they're able to compete, and that's a great attribute for our team, to just continue to learn to play together, and not that I have the bench in together, but in a rotation sometimes as a rotate, I look out there and there they are, all of them playing together, and I just think that's been a positive for us. And the young players are developing and getting healthy. A good example is Brooke Moore. You know, she's getting healthy. P's getting sort of in a groove, and we just got to be from one game to another. And P's a good example. Played an outstanding game. I'm pulling for her. Can she do it again tonight? You know, and that's going to be not just on one player, but a challenge for everybody, starters as well as everybody on the team.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Wish you the best.
Thank you.
That's it, Coach Kerry Green. We'll be back with a relevant law tip right after this here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
I'm Bob Davis. If you're considering improving your backyard, AquaPros has just what you need. For the grilling devotee, nothing beats the big green egg. Everything tastes better when it's cooked on a big green egg. AquaPros has the full line of green egg grills, charcoal, and accessories. Since 1985, AquaPros has been the source for the world's greatest hot tub, American-made marquee spas. Stop into any of AquaPros 4 showrooms today and make your home a fun and relaxing resort.
Thousands of our teammates make and deliver 300 of the world's best brands and flavors, locally. From the heartland to the coast, in big cities and small towns. Our products are moving, and our trucks are rolling. We share a passion and a purpose, and we love to refresh and serve our communities. We are Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
Frank Good Builders is a proud supporter of the Liberty Flames. Frank Good Builders and its partners design and build beautiful custom homes in the Lynchburg and the surrounding areas. From designing a plan to picking out fixtures, Frank Good Builders works with you to design and build your truly custom dream home. Frank Good Builders can be reached at 434-238-3710 or frankgoodbuilders.com.
Your business deserves a bank that values relationships and prioritizes customer service. Since 1979, First Bank and Trust Company has been delivering on these very commitments. Our bankers have been accessible, consultative, and provide a degree of understanding developed through years of commercial experience. First Bank and Trust has the expertise and capital to fund small and large projects up to $32 million. More information on First Bank and Trust and its services is available at firstbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Fostering warm moments for 100 years, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services throughout Central Virginia and surrounding areas. From propane to fireplaces and tank installs to tankless water heaters, Foster does it all. Visit fosterfuels.com or download the app to order fuel, pay your bill, and more. Get the customer service you deserve and turn up the heat with Foster Fuels and the Liberty Flames.
This broadcast of Liberty Lady Flames basketball is authorized under rights granted by Liberty University to Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment and is intended solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. The accounts and descriptions of this broadcast may not be retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment and Liberty University Athletics. The announcers are selected by the Liberty Flames Sports Network and approved by Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment. It's game time. Live radio play-by-play coverage of Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network is brought to you by Segra, a proud partner of Liberty University. Segra offers customized business technology solutions. You can learn more at segra.com. Carter Bank, life lived full. Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Freedom First Credit Union, start banking for good with Freedom First today. Carl Miller Realty, caring, competent, trusted advisors. And by Lynchburg Nissan. Nobody beats our prices. Nobody. Now let's go courtside for the call of the game. Here's Jamie Hall.
Welcome back into Liberty Arena. The Lady Flames and New Mexico State about set to do battle. Here in a Conference USA tilt, starting lineups are being announced. Let's pass those along to you. First for New Mexico State, the Aggies under Jody Adams in her third season in Las Cruces, 13th season overall. 12-11 on the year, 5-5 in the conference. They have Luce Rosing. She wears number 2, 5'10" senior from the Netherlands by way of South Georgia Technical College. She starts alongside Siani Sanchez Oliver. Oliver wears number 3 as the lights go out in Liberty Arena. You think I'd get used to this by now. Got to have a little spotlight ready. Fortunately, everybody has one of those on their cell phones nowadays. But Sanchez Oliver wears number 3, a 5'5" senior from Powder Springs, Georgia by way of Delaware State. Jayla Harding wears number 4. She's a 5'8" senior from Wichita, Kansas. She started her career at Butler College. Molly Kaiser, one of the leading candidates for the Player of the Year in Conference USA, has surpassed 1,500 points for her career. She wears number 7 from Watauga, Texas, averaging almost 22 points a game. And then finally, Falta Gasalma number 10, 6'1" senior from Spain, started off at South Georgia Tech. One of a few Spaniards that are going to be playing in this game today. There's 2 from Spain on New Mexico State. Of course, the Lady Flames have a couple from Spain as well on their roster. two Lady Flames are not in the starting lineup, but Ana Bedoza as well as Claudia Athene are the two Lady Flames from Spain. Feel like there's a tongue tangler there somewhere. For Coach Kerry Green in his 26th season, he'll start Jordan Hodges at the point. She wears 0, a 5'6" senior from Richmond, Virginia. In the back court alongside Asia Boone, number 12, 5'8" sophomore from San Diego, California, played at the IMG Academy down in Florida. Emma Hess rounds out the back court. She wears 23, 6-foot-tall senior from Beaver Creek, Ohio. Surpassed the 1,000-point mark for her career earlier this season. Matter of fact, on that trip. Out west at UTEP, which was the game right before the Flames played New Mexico State back in January. Elizabeth Ayestadish wears number 21, 6'2" sophomore from Grindavik, Iceland. And finally, down in the post, Bella Smuda, number 31, 6'6" redshirt senior from Exton, Pennsylvania, Downington East High School. Bella, she actually surpassed the 1,000-point mark last season on a road trip to Louisiana Tech. Flames will be wearing the white uniforms, red numbers, baby blue trim, while New Mexico State will be wearing the black uniforms with white numbers and some maroon trim mixed in. Flames will host UTEP on Saturday afternoon, and New Mexico State will have to get from Lynchburg all the way to Miami, Florida to take on FIU on Saturday. And that is a 1 o'clock game, so they have a very short time frame to find their way from Lynchburg to South Beach. Tip is in the air, and the Flames win it. Bella Smuda with a long reach gets it back to Ayestadish, and the Flames will have the first possession of this game, scoring at the goal to our right. Asia Boone at the top of the arc comes near wing to Ayestadish. Now off of a pick in her pink shoes, gives back to the white Nikes of Asia Boone. Cross court to Smuda. Smuda works her way on the low block and then gets bumped. Pass it out to Jordan Hodges, and as you could hear from the effects mic, Jordan knocked down the three, but the whistle had sounded because of the bump on the inside against Smuda, where now Liberty will have 20 seconds to shoot and inbounding on the baseline. Inbound pass comes up top to Hess. Hess has Kaiser on her. To Ayestadish, now back to Hess. That foul was against Sanchez Oliver, her first. Boone at the top of the arc, look back door instead, will come near side to Hess. Hess rises up for three, missed the shot, and we got a defensive player injured. It's Molly Kaiser that has come up holding her left shoulder. She was fighting for that loose ball. Her teammate eventually got the rebound, and it will be Aggies basketball, but the concern of the New Mexico State bench is on Molly Kaiser. She says she's okay and going to stay in the game. We'll see if she's affected. You can still tell she's in a good bit of pain, and she signals for Sanchez Oliver to go to the opposite side of the court. But now she gets the basketball. Doesn't seem to be any worse for the wearer. She goes cross court to Harding. Up top to Gasalma. Gasalma goes to pass back out to Harding, and Harding's shot comes up short, but an offensive rebound for New Mexico State, and they'll reset. On the drive is Sanchez Oliver. Now to Gasalma with 10 seconds to shoot. She has her pass taken away by Smuda. Smuda gets the steal, and eventually the Flames get it across half court as Hodges will run the point. She goes baseline, is cut off, bounces it out to Hess. Hess takes a dribble and picks that up, and then finds herself wide open. She was a little bit behind the backboard, but it was still a very makeable shot, and she did just that. Everybody vacated. Once she stopped, the entire defense just left her, I guess maybe thinking she was too far behind the backboard to take a shot. I'm not sure. But Hess got the first 2 points of the game. Didn't have to go over the backboard with her shot. She just had to kind of lean as she took the shot. Liberty 2-0. New Mexico State with the basketball. Harding in some trouble. Has to give it up top to Sanchez Oliver with 2 seconds to shoot. She flings one up, but it's off the mark. Defended well by Hodges. Flames will get the ball back on the shot clock violation. Liberty has scored the first 2 points. And they've got the basketball. Hodges off of a pick at the top by Smuda. Kind of gets stuck on the pick. Now lobs it back on the opposite side to Smuda. Nice catch and finish by Bella. She didn't have it in the flow to start with, but she was still able to pull in the pass, regather herself, and has a height advantage over everybody. Salma gives up about 5 inches. Really didn't have anything for it. Flames lead by 4. Harding will attack and kick far wing to Sanchez Oliver. Mexico State will bounce it into Gassama. Gassama works over the top of Smuda and banks it in. That was a sweet post move by Fonta Gassama. Make this now a 4-2 game. Liberty on their offensive end. Boone hesitates, penetrates, and finishes on the right side. Liberty back up by 4. We don't see Asia always in attack mode, but when she does, she can certainly get to the rim with the best of them. Kaiser picks up her dribble, goes far side to Harding. Harding now dribbles to the top of the arc and resets. Had it poked away, but regains it near midcourt with 7 seconds to shoot. She goes along to the baseline, has a little bit of space. Her jumper, though, is off the mark, and the rebound is tipped out of bounds, but it last touched Liberty. It will be Aggies basketball with 20 seconds to shoot. Inbounding on the baseline, far side of the court to our left. Goes into Gasalma. Gasalma, a nice move to get into the paint, but missed the shot. Got her own rebound, though. And resets. Comes outside to Peterson. Peterson started the first time these two teams played. Didn't start in this game. She drives through, initiates a little contact, and finishes on the left side. Back to a 2-point Liberty lead. Jordan Hodges has the ball poked away from her and out of bounds across on the far side of the court. Jordan still has the starting unit with her out on the court as she gets it into Hess. Hess is going to drive into the paint. Triple team for a moment. Now fades from 15 and hits. Emma Hess with 4 points. Similar thing from the last time. They kind of amoeba'd down on her like you remember those old UNLV teams would do. But then once she stopped her dribble, they backed out of it. Gave her enough space to shoot. Kaiser back up court to Sanchez Oliver. Now in the corner to Peterson. Her 3-pointer is good. Peterson makes it a 1-point game, 8-7. As we approach the midway mark of this first quarter. Flames are going to try to go back door, but there's going to be an offensive foul called against Liberty. Asia Boone was called for a moving screen. She tried to set up that lob to Smuda. 5:02 left in the quarter. Liberty's lead is 1, and New Mexico State with a chance to take their first lead of the game. Harding goes cross court. Sanchez Oliver now back up top to Gasalma. Gasalma drives in on Emmy Stout, who had just checked in, missed the shot. The rebound was tipped back to her, but she was standing out of bounds. So Liberty a couple of subs. Ana Bedoza has come in. Emmy Stout in the ball game for the first time. We'll see if there's any more changes after this media timeout. 4:47 to go first quarter. Liberty leading New Mexico State 8-7 here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
What's important isn't that Freedom First has been in business since 1956. What's important is how we've been doing business since 1956. Since day one, we have been accountable to our members, not stockholders. We make loans that cost less, offer savings plans that pay more, and give back to our community, and that hasn't changed. What has changed is our ability to serve you with more locations and more technology to simplify your financial life. Freedom First. It's a place where anyone in our region can bank for good.
Are your feet preventing you from living life? Hi, I'm Jonathan Cotton, and you may have heard my Good Feet story, how I love my arch support so much that I bought the store. Since then, thousands of customers have found relief from foot, knee, and back pain. I love to hear their stories of walking, running, and just enjoying their new life pain-free. Don't let foot, knee, or back pain keep you from living the life you love. Come into the Good Feet store for your free fitting and test walk. Visit goodfeet.com for the location nearest you. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Good Feet store.
11 West is a proud sponsor of the Liberty Flames. 11 West specializes in apparel screen printing, embroidery, sew-on, and flat printing. From the design phase with their graphics arts team to the finished product, 11 West collaborates with each client to craft custom apparel and promotional products. For more information, visit 11west.com, call 540-639-9319, or stop by their location at 6598 New River Road in Radford. 11 West, outfitting America and logo wear.
Now back to Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network.
An exciting start. Both teams playing some pretty good basketball to begin. Liberty leading New Mexico State 8-7 with 4:47 to go in this first quarter. Liberty men will play New Mexico State on the road coming up at 9 o'clock Eastern. So that works out perfectly if you're watching or listening along. Hopefully you'd have to be listening or you wouldn't hear me right now. But maybe you've got the game up on the television and you've synced up your audio, listening to us here on the Flame Sports Network and watching some ESPN Plus. No offense to Noah and Kelly, they do a great job too. No harm in listening to them a little bit as well. I may flip over myself in the second half. But as soon as this game's over, you can swap channels and listen to Alan York out in Las Cruces. Flames are shooting 80% to begin the game, 4 of 8 from the field. Their only miss was a three-pointer. Mexico State, 3 of 7 from the field, but they've hit a 3 and actually have a 4-1 rebounding edge. Flames will have Ayastadish, Boone, Hess, Stout, and Bedoza. Mexico State is going to show some full court pressure as Bedoza brings it across the timeline and sets up the offense from left to right for the Flames. Bedoza being hounded by Sanchez Oliver will dive into the paint and then draw a foul. Now the officials are going to have a conversation. I think there was a little bit of a delay because the official that made the call couldn't see the number of the player that was being called for the foul. Bedoza was driving through and they kind of got tangled up, caused Anna to lose her footing, and because of that, the whistle went her way. She misses the first free throw though. On the season, she is a 73% shooter. Hits the second, the Flames lead by 2. 4.5 minutes to go first quarter. Mexico State's Maddie Gewertz in for the first time. Comes over to Kaiser. Kaiser will try a three-pointer and misses. Flames get the rebound. Kaiser has not scored in this game so far, and that was her first shot attempt. She came up a little bit hobbled in the early going. Left shoulder seemed to be bothering her. Liberty's Hess on the near wing. She'll try a three-pointer. It's in and out. New Mexico State with the board. Kaiser brings it down herself. She's guarded by Bedoza. Peels off a screen, pulls up from 15 and hits. That is her neighborhood. She'll shoot threes. That's not her favorite thing to do, though. She loves the mid-range and attacking the basket. Bedoza back on offense for Liberty. Picks up her dribble, has to lob it outside to Ayestades. Still plenty of time, 15 to shoot. To Hess, back to Ayestades. She drives, but put too much on the shot attempt. It goes over the rim. Rebound to New Mexico State. We're tied at 9. Aggies. Peterson comes near side to Gewurz. Her three-pointer is off the front rim, and the Flames get the board. Asia Boone runs it back the other end, bounces in the corner to Hess. Hess dribbles outside the wing, and now along the baseline. Back to Ayestades. 15 on the shot clock to Hess again. Turns into a three and hits. Nothing but net for Emma Hess. Didn't need a lot of space. She has regained a three-point lead for Liberty. New Mexico State going to try to answer. Their three-pointer from Harding is off, and Liberty gets the board. Hess down court. Kicks outside to Bedoza. Bedoza then tries to pass it underneath to Ayestades, and it's picked off by Selena Peterson. New Mexico State back on offense. Both teams with a couple of turnovers in the game. Harding, guarded by Ayestades at the top of the arc. Now to Peterson. Peterson dumps it inside to Gasalma. Gasalma spins one way, goes back the other, and banks it home. Well, nice moves against both of the Lady Flames post defenders. First Smuda and now Stout. Both of which have some height on Gasalma. Liberty on offense. Hess has it poked away by Kaiser, and Kaiser's going to run it down court for an easy lay-in. First lead of the game for New Mexico State. 13-12 with a minute 35 to go in the first quarter. Boone on the near side, steps back and misses. Long on the attempt and the rebound, though, tipped to Hess. She's going to float it, but missed. Tried to get her own rebound, and now New Mexico State has it. Aggies had the initial rebound, but tipped it right to Emma Hess. She couldn't capitalize, though. The Aggies are back on offense. Kaiser lobs to Gasalma. Her jumper from about 18 is off to the left, and the Flames get the board. Bedoza, Ayestades, open for three, knocks it down. Elizabeth Ayestades puts Liberty back up. 15-13, under a minute to go in the first quarter. Kaiser dribbles against Bedoza. They could play 2 for 1 if they hurry, but they don't seem to be in a big rush at the moment. Gasalma fights off of a hedge and passes far wing to Gewurz. She's in a bit of trouble. Her pass back to the top is deflected out of bounds by Boone with 4 seconds to shoot. Ball trickled out over the scorer's table, which is directly across the court from us. This was more to the left, slightly at an angle from where we are. We're closer really to the New Mexico State side of things, and this is over towards the Liberty side of things. Inbounding is Harding. Her backdoor pass is deflected out of bounds, and it'll go into the cheerleaders. Looked like Bella Smuda got a piece of it, and maybe Jordan Hodges as well. They were both there. Flames have brought in Smuda, Hodges, Avery Mills, Brooke Moore, and Peen Steenbergen. 3 seconds to shoot now as the inbound comes to Kaiser, and she gets a jumper on the baseline, hits the shot, and draws the foul, and that couldn't have gone any worse for the Lady Flames. Not only do you allow Kaiser with only 3 seconds to shoot to get the ball in a good spot to shoot, but you foul her as well, and she'll have a chance to cap off a three-point play and regain the lead for the Aggies. It's currently 15 apiece with 25 seconds to go in the quarter. Kaiser makes the free throw. Liberty has plenty of time before the quarter ends. Steenbergen at the top, hands off to Moore. All the way to the far side with 13 seconds to shoot. She hands back to Hodges. Hodges off of a screen. Dribbles at the top of the arc with 7 seconds. She'll lob it in the post to Smuda. Smuda works along the baseline but missed the shot. Defended well. Kaiser will get a half-court heave up at the buzzer, but it comes up short. And we go to the quarter break with New Mexico State leading Liberty now 16-15 after the Flames had been up by as many as 4 points in the first quarter. trailed by 1 on a couple of occasions, and they trail by 1 right now. We'll take a break. It'll be New Mexico State's basketball when we return here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Score big at Haley's Appliance and Haley's Outdoor in Lynchburg with major brands of appliances that will make your house feel like a home and outdoor equipment to have your yard looking its best. Haley's puts customer service first. They deliver and service all of the products they sell and will take care of the process from start to finish. Log on to Haleys.com today for product availability. Haley's Appliance and Haley's Outdoor in Lynchburg is a proud sponsor for Liberty Flames Athletics.
Curious about the housing market in Central Virginia? The caring, competent, trusted advisors at Carl Miller Realty have over 100 years of combined experience. We are committed to helping clients make informed housing decisions. For a winning game plan and to discover the value of your home, visit carlmillerrealty.com to make your next move a slam dunk with our winning team. That's carlmillerrealty.com.
Move those coffee chains, Flames fans, and go local. Central Virginia's own Ironclad Coffee Roasters and Baking Company is the premier coffee partner of Liberty Athletics. Pay them a visit at one of their cafes in the Richmond area or at the Richmond International Airport. They'll also ship their specialty grade coffee straight to your door. Visit ironcladcoffee.com, that's www.ironcladcoffee.com, to check out the coffee Flames fans are talking about.
Live play-by-play coverage of Liberty Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner continues on the Liberty Flames Sports Network. Now it's time for a Carter Bank & Trust game at a glance.
Flames shooting 50% from the field. Mexico State 44%. Liberty 2 of 5 from 3. New Mexico State 1 of 6. Flames with 3 turnovers. The Aggies with 2. But the biggest, well, the smallest difference right now, it's not a huge difference, is Flames are actually being out-rebounded 8-7, including 3 offensive boards for the Aggies, and that's allowed them to get a few extra, 4 extra actually, shot attempts in the game. So even though they're shooting a lower percentage, they're winning by 1. Molly Kaiser has 7 points for the Aggies. Emma Hess has 7 points for the Lady Flames. Mexico State also has an 8-6 advantage in points in the paint. And that is mainly because of Fanta Gasalma. She's got 2 baskets down low. Flames haven't really been able to establish the post to this point. Bella Smuda is 1 of 2. Emmy Stout didn't get a jumper up while she was on the court. Liberty Pet Band is going strong as we get ready to come back from break. Mexico State will have the basketball. Flames in the white uniforms, red numbers, baby blue trim. New Mexico State wearing black with white numbers and maroon trim. With the basketball is Maddie Gewurtz. Now to Peterson. Peterson guarded by Steenbergen. We'll reset the lineups for you here in just a second as Peterson pulls up from 16 and hits. A tough shot. She knocked it down, and this gives New Mexico State their largest lead of the game so far at 3. Steenbergen will drive for Liberty, is cut off. Now retreats back outside the arc and lobs to Smuda. Smuda settled it in, but they are going to call her for a traveling violation. So the Flames with turnover number 4. Mexico State with a 3-point lead in the basketball. Kaiser to the free throw line and then lost it. Smuda takes a couple of dribbles and decides, let me get it to my point guard. Hodges across half court. Has it poked away from her. She regains it though, lobs for Smuda. Smuda has Peterson on her and missed the shot. Peterson, even though she was giving up almost a foot, was able to get underneath Bella, displace her enough to keep her from getting a good look at that. Ella was wanting a foul, and she probably had an argument. Peterson goes to the far side to Harding. Harding down low to Yanez. Yanez dips underneath and scores. Nice move by Lucia Yanez, the other Spaniard on this New Mexico State team. It's now a 20-15 lead for the Aggies. Flames bounce it near side to Steenbergen. She's going to drive along the baseline and miss the shot. Again, had a height advantage going over the top of Harding. Couldn't quite finish. New Mexico State gets the ball back. We're 2 minutes into the second quarter. They're up by 5. On the far wing, Gewurz out to Kaiser. Kaiser drives and missed. They're letting them play. There's some contact down low. Flames get the rebound. Comes up to Steenbergen. She thought about a 3. Instead, will dump it in to Smuda, and Smuda is going to be called for a traveling violation. Shuffled her feet. 2 turnovers in the quarter. Flames haven't put any points on the board yet here in the second. 2.5 minutes in. Liberty had led 15-13. 7 straight points for New Mexico State. Kaiser on the far wing. Bounces a pass to Yanez. She's going to drive again. Goes reverse and lays it through. What a move by Yanez, the junior. Showing it on the strong side and then also went to the weak side. 7-point lead for New Mexico State. A 9-0 run. Hodges is going to drive for Liberty, and she draws a foul. Maybe that's just what Liberty needed in this spot. Slow the pace down a bit, get a couple of free throws, see the ball go through the basket, and maybe get a little momentum going themselves. Flames had led by as many as 4. The 7-point lead is the largest for New Mexico State. Hodges makes the first free throw. For every free throw the Lady Flames make this season, Food Lion Feeds will donate 100 meals to local area food banks to help our neighbors in need. Jordan knocks down both, makes it 22-17. Foul was on Peterson. Her first. Sanchez Oliver has picked up 2 fouls for New Mexico State. No Flame with more than 1. Goes back to Yanez. Now to Kaiser. Kaiser rises up along the baseline and hits. 24-17. New Mexico State with the lead. This Aggie team is a little hard to figure. They have won some games that you thought, okay, they're rolling, and then they've lost some games that really made you scratch your head. Liberty back on the offensive side. It goes over to Hodges. Hodges will take a contested 3. Missed it, but Stout got the rebound and sticks it in. Amy Stout had just checked back into the game during those free throws a moment ago for Smuda. Flames have Hodges, Mills, Steenbergen, Moore, and Stout on the court. Kaiser with the basketball for New Mexico State has it blocked out of bounds by Moore. Or was it a foul? It's going to be a foul. So Moore blocked the shot but caught Kaiser on the body. Kaiser will now shoot 2 free throws. 82% shooter on the year. First one's good. 25-19. Mexico State with the lead. 5:51 to go in the second quarter. Both free throws are good. Flames have not defended well in the first 4 minutes of this second quarter. Aggies have already put up 10 points. Flames have scored just 4. Hodges to the far wing for Liberty. Up top to Steenbergen. She was looking inside for Stout. Stout was fighting on the interior with Gasalma. Whistle blows and a foul goes against Gasalma. Her first. Second team foul. Both teams have a few fouls to give. This inbound pass comes to Steenbergen. She spins along the baseline and gets herself in a little bit of a tough spot. Missed the shot, but was able to fight for her own rebound with the help of a tip from Moore. Now out to Mills. Her three-pointer is off to the right. And New Mexico State gets the rebound. They go to Gasalma at the top of the arc. She hands back to Kaiser. Kaiser with Moore on her. Dips and then kicks to Rosing. Her pass in the corner is picked off by Mills. The Flames come up court to Stout. Stout drives through and draws the foul. She's not going to get an assist, but Avery Mills deserves one in that spot. She took the outlet near midcourt, threw it over the top to a cutting Emmy Stout, who drove down the middle of the court and drew the contact. She'll shoot 2 free throws. Rosing picks up her first personal foul. Stout makes the first free throw. Emmy on the season, averaging 7 points, 5 rebounds a game, 67% free throw shooter. Makes the second as well. It's back to a 5-point game. Anna Bedoza will come back in for Jordan Hodges. Elizabeth Eistadish will come into the game as well. Stout, Moore, and Mills stay in. Gasalma has to lob it outside to Kaiser. Kaiser takes a couple of dribbles and pulls from 18, missed the shot, and the rebound is tipped around and eventually secured by the Flames. Eistadish, she'll dribble it across half court herself. Is double team, bounces it up to Bedoza. Bedoza almost had numbers if she would have been able to move it in quickly. Instead it goes to Mills underneath the Stout, and Stout lays it in. How about that LCA connection again? Emmy Stout, Avery Mills won a championship at LCA last season. We got a near steal by the Lady Flames as New Mexico State got into their offense. Pass deflected off a couple of Lady Flames' hands, but nobody could quite secure it. It goes out of bounds. The Aggies will inbound with 19 seconds to shoot and 4:12 to go in the second quarter. They lead by 3, and we've got a timeout on the floor, so we'll take one as well and be back after this here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
When it was time for my family and I to buy and sell our houses, we knew exactly who to call, and that was Jason Porter with Legacy Realty and Development. Hi, this is Nick Pierce, encouraging you to do what we did. Make the easy decision and call Jason Porter for all of your real estate needs.
Thanks, Nick. And Flames Nation, let's talk about how we can serve you. Call or text me today, Jason Porter, at 434-258-8827. That's 434-258-8827, or email me at jasonporterrealestate@gmail.com. Thanks, and as always, go Flames.
True Flame fans know where to shop to show their pride. Shop LibertyFlames.com. We're your one-stop shop for official Liberty Flames merchandise. Plus, all orders ship free. Go red, white, and blue and visit ShopLibertyFlames.com today. That's ShopLibertyFlames.com. ShopLibertyFlames.com is a proud sponsor of Liberty Athletics. For all your Liberty Flames apparel needs, visit ShopLibertyFlames.com today.
It's a new era for Liberty Flames baseball. First-year head coach Bradley LaCroix is ready to lead the Flames to new heights.
Our ultimate goal is to win championships, play in the postseason, and hopefully one day get to Omaha.
With a fresh roster and a clean slate, the Flames are taking aim at the best teams in Conference USA.
Deep to left, and out of here!
Be at Worthington Field at Liberty Baseball Stadium for all 31 home games. Season tickets at LibertyFlamesBaseball.com. You're listening to Lady Flames basketball live from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network. Now, back to the game.
Flames are trying to overcome some numbers tonight. Coming into today, they were 16-0 after leading at the end of the first quarter. And they were 0-6 when trailing after one. They were down by one in this game. Been down by as many as 7. It's currently a 3-point New Mexico State lead with 4:12 left to go in the second quarter. Leading scorer for New Mexico State is Kaiser. That's kind of a broken record, but she's above her pace at this point. And that's being a little banged up. She hurt her shoulder in the first couple minutes of the game. Math is not my strong suit, but I'm going to guess she's on pace for about 30 at this point. 4:12 to go in the second quarter. She's already got 11. So that would put her somewhere around 15 at halftime. Multiply that by 2. I can do that. Which would actually be under what she scored against the Flames the first time these two teams met up. Out in Las Cruces, she had 31 that day. But Liberty got the win. 82-72. There'll be 19 seconds to shoot for New Mexico State. They inbound in front of the scorer's table. Kaiser will do the honors. Gets the pass into Peterson. Peterson will drive in, and she's going to be called for an offensive foul. Emma Hess drew the charge. And that is 2 now on Peterson, so she'll have to check out of the game. Liberty with the basketball. Anna Bedoza running the point. She's out there with Stout, Ayastadish, Hess, and Boone. Bounce pass in the corner to Ayastadish. Now into Stout. Stout's fouled on the floor by Yanez. And that is 5 team fouls against New Mexico State. So Liberty will shoot some free throws to try to cut into this 3-point Aggie lead. Stout has already taken a couple in the game. Hit those and hit the first here. She's got 7 points. It's tied with Emma Hess for team high. Missed the second, and the rebound is tipped out of bounds by the Aggies, so Liberty will hold on to the possession. Chance now to tie or take the lead. 3:55 to go until half. Anna Bedoza will inbound right in front of the Liberty pep band. Bedoza surveying things and lobs to Stout. Stout now to Boone. Boone with still plenty of time to shoot. Dribbles to the middle, but an offensive foul will give it back to New Mexico State. Emmy Stout picked up the personal. Aggies back on offense. They lead by 2. Harding on the near wing. Gets it back up top to Yanez. Yanez now to Kaiser. Kaiser doesn't come out much. She plays just about every minute of every game. In the corner to Rosing. Her three-pointer hits the front rim and bounces over the backboard and out of bounds. Liberty down by 2 with the ball. Eventually. There's a little bit of an issue as Elizabeth Ayastadish was being looked at briefly. I'm not sure if there might have been a little blood or maybe she lost a contact, but everything seems to be sorted now. Bedoza with the ball for Liberty. Goes into Stout. Stout spins. Nice finish on the left side. That was the wrench cycle. I guess it would just be the spin cycle, wouldn't it? I'm not the best homemaker. I'll let the washing machine do the work. But yeah, the spin cycle. That's the last one, right? Yeah. Flames tied it up at 26. 2:54 to go until halftime. A little trouble for Rosing. She has to get it back outside to Kaiser near midcourt. 7 on the shot clock. tries to get a little space, dips through and hit the side of the backboard, but she's going to be bailed out. Foul called against Asia Boone. Coach Green is not happy. Get a chance to look at the replay as Kaiser sets up to shoot free throws. And not much. Boy, not a lot at all. Maybe Asia just leaned in the least little bit. And because of that, there was a tiny bit of contact. But for the most part, Kaiser was really the one that initiated the contact. We're going to get a better look. Slow motion replay. Yeah, I mean, there was a little bit of contact. There was. Not a ton, but if the official deemed it was enough to alter the shot, that's probably where the call came from. Kaiser hits the first free throw. New Mexico State back up by 1, now 2. Kaiser with 13 points, 4 of 8 shooting. She has played every minute so far. Liberty gets it into the offensive end with Ana Bedoza running things. Angles to the near side to Hess. Hess turns and fires from 3. It's short. And New Mexico State's able to get the rebound. Yanez to Kaiser. Kaiser now goes one-on-one with Hess. Gives it back to Yanez for 3. Way off the mark, and the rebound took a couple people's heads off. Comes all the way back near midcourt where Yanez tracks it down and resets things for the Aggies. That really did hit so hard off of the rim that it went right by the domes of a couple of players. One of those was Emma Hess. Now Kaiser will drive along the baseline and score. Liberty down by 4. Iastadish at the top of the arc. Now on the near wing to Stout, who's at the top. Far side to Hess. Hess will drive and give off to Stout, who finishes on the left side. Beautiful pick and roll by the Lady Flames. They cut it back to a 2-point game. Kaiser up top to Harding. Harding now on the near wing, has it poked out of bounds by Moore. 13 seconds to shoot for New Mexico State, 1:16 to go in the second quarter. Kaiser will put it into play, Moore on her. And bounds to Hodges, now to Yanez. Back over to Gasalma. Gasalma to Kaiser. Kaiser spins towards the corner, fades, and draws a foul. That must have been on the leg. I'll have to see the replay on that as well, because there wasn't any contact up top. And the question would be, did Kaiser stick her leg out, or did Brooke Moore initiate the contact with her leg? She stuck her leg out. That should not have been a foul. She misses the first free throw, so maybe Rasheed Wallace was right. Ball don't lie. When she took that fading shot, she stuck her leg out, and that's where the contact occurred between her and Brooke Moore. Some officials would call that an offensive foul. I get a chance to look at a slow motion replay just to make sure I saw that right. Yeah, absolutely. She stuck her leg out into the defender. Hits 1 of 2 free throws, so it's a 3-point lead for New Mexico State. Because there was no contact up top at all. It was just the legs hitting each other, and it was Kaiser that initiated it. Flames go back on offense. Avery Mills will attack, and she draws a foul. So it's turned into a bit of a free throw shooting contest here at the end of this second quarter. Liberty with 2 ahead. Avery Mills, an 87% free throw shooter on the year. Avery averaging a little over 6 points a game. Yanez picked up the personal. That's her second. So a little bit of foul trouble in the game right now. Both teams with a couple players with 2. Moore and Boone with 2 for Liberty. Sanchez, Oliver, Peterson, and now Yanez each with 2 for New Mexico State. Mills hits both free throws. It's back to a 1-point game. With 45 seconds to go in the second quarter. About a 20-second, a little less than that, 19-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Dribbling at the top is Warren. She's cut off and has her pass knocked out of bounds by Stout. She couldn't quite track it down, but she does force New Mexico State to reset. Amani Warren, the player that had her pass deflected in the game for the first time. Out to Kaiser. Kaiser with 6 seconds to shoot. Off of a pick, comes near wing to Harding. Harding's three-pointer is short, but an offensive rebound to Gewurz, Maddie Gewurz, and shot clock and game clock are about even now, and New Mexico State can hold for the final attempt. Gasalma drives in on Stout, kicks to the near wing, and then a pass underneath. Looking for Harding, finds her, but the horn sounded, and the first half comes to an end. So they ran a pretty nice offensive play, but they needed about 2 more seconds to finish it up. And because of that, no shot to end the half, and it must have been deemed that there was actually more time on the game clock than the shot clock, because otherwise there would have been a few tenths for the Flames to inbound. It was close. It did seem like maybe the shot clock actually had more time on it than the game clock. So the horn sounds on the first half, and the Flames go to the locker room trailing by 1, which is how they were trailing after 1 during the second quarter. Liberty got down by as many as 7, but they ended up evening things out, 15 points apiece in the second period after New Mexico State won the first period, 16-15. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, Carl Miller Realty Show at halftime, back in the studio with Nick Pierce. A lot going on around Conference USA on the men's and women's side, and a big weekend in sports on the Flames campus. We'll tell you all about it after this break here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Owned and operated by a Liberty alum, Larry's Tire and Auto Repair offers complete auto service, including tires, preventive maintenance, and more. Larry's Tire carries all major brands and is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Larry's Tire has 2 locations in Lynchburg and at Able Tire in Concord. And coming soon, Larry's Tire will expand to a new service center in Forest. More information on Larry's Tire is available at larrystireservice.com.
Start the new year with a new ride and the biggest savings yet from Lynchburg Nissan. Get $10,700 off MSRP, 0% for 72 months, and up to 40 miles per gallon. Plus, drive with confidence thanks to our 1,000,000-mile warranty. This is your moment to make that move you've been waiting for. With rates this low and discounts this high, the time to act is now. Stop by, call, or visit us online before the best selection is gone. Lynchburg Nissan, home of the 1,000,000-mile warranty.
Peary and Woolwine Family Dentistry say go Flames and good luck this season. Peary and Woolwine Family Dentistry provides dental health services including dental implants, cosmetic dentistry, extractions, and more. Their office treats patients of all ages and accepts major dental insurances. Peary and Woolwine Family Dentistry is located at 2229 Mural Road next to EC Glass High School in Lynchburg. You can reach the office by phone at 434-847-5331 and online at PearyFamilyDentistry.com. The Liberty Flames thank Segra for their support. Segra collaborates with companies to offer business-only, carrier-grade connectivity, cybersecurity, voice and cloud solutions tailored to meet their diverse needs. Segra offers these solutions across a fiber network that spans 28 states in the U.S. and is headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina. They can be reached at Segra.com or 833-GO-SEGRA. Segra, a proud partner of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
first half is history. Now it's time for the Lady Flames halftime report, presented by the Carl Miller Realty Team, proud supporter of the Liberty Flames Sports Network. Now let's get a check of the out-of-town scoreboard, built by Frank Good Builders.
Welcome back into the studio here in Lynchburg. Nick Pierce with you tonight as we entertain you at the half. Carl Miller Realty halftime report. The score from Liberty Arena in Lynchburg, it is New Mexico State with the slight edge over Liberty, 31-30 at the intermission. And leading the Lady Flames in the first half, the freshman Emmy Stout. She had a team-high 11 points. Molly Kaiser with 16 to lead the way for New Mexico State. And all scores, Jamie Hall will have a complete look at your first half stats when we send you back to the arena here in just a little bit. But right now, let's check that out-of-town scoreboard built by Frank Good Builders. Elsewhere around women's hoops in CUSA tonight, it is Kennesaw State and Louisiana Tech just getting to halftime. Owls lead the Lady Texters 35-31 in Metro Atlanta. Elsewhere, coming to the end of the first quarter, Jacksonville State trails Sam Houston 11-6, just under 2 minutes left in the opening stanza there. And a final from earlier in CUSA women's hoops, it's FIU dismissing UTEP 83-66, the final score there. Look at the updated standings in the conference coming into today. It's Middle Tennessee leading the way at 10-1. The Lady Flames just a game back at 9-2. Middle Tennessee has the night off tonight. They'll have Western Kentucky coming up on Saturday. On the men's side of things, Liberty in action tonight at New Mexico State. That'll be a 9 o'clock tip-off on ESPN+, also on our network, Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Alan York will be live at 8:30 with the pregame show. We'll have a little more of an in-depth look at that game coming up in our next segment, but Flames 7-4 in the conference, tied for second place coming into tonight as well. And a couple of other games happening around men's hoops in CUSA. Kennesaw State leading La Tech 16-9 in Ruston, 10-17 to go in the first half of that one. And 9 minutes to go in the first half in Huntsville, Texas. Sam Houston, bless its heart, trying to get its second Conference USA win, snap that 7-game slide. They trail Jacksonville State 17-13, what should be a really good ball game there. Two of the top scorers in the league, Lamar Wilkerson for Sam Houston and Jerron Pierre for Jacksonville State doing battle there. Coming up, again, we will have a look at the Liberty men's game tonight with New Mexico State. We'll look at some of the key matchups there. Also a look at Flames athletics. College baseball season gets underway tomorrow. That's hard to believe. Yeah, I know it's cold. There's still some snow and slush on the ground outside, but we're going to play baseball in Lynchburg tomorrow anyway. Doubleheader coming up, and we'll tell you more about it here in just a little bit. At the half, Liberty Arena, New Mexico State leads Liberty 31-30. Stick around. More of the halftime report presented by the Carl Miller Realty Team coming up after you hear this from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network.
Thompson Brooks Insurance has been serving Virginia for over 35 years, helping individuals and businesses with their insurance and investment needs. The team at Thompson Brooks is experienced in understanding Medicare, retirement planning, life insurance, the healthcare marketplace, and group insurance benefits. Call Thompson Brooks Insurance at 434-385-8500. That's 434-385-8500, or visit them online at thompsonbrooksinsurance.com. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow.
Century Exteriors offers exterior home renovations, including but not limited to gutters, roofing, siding, home additions, and much more. Century Exteriors makes the process seamless. Call 434-239-6722 for a free on-site estimate, or visit us at centuryexteriors.com and Century Exteriors on Facebook and Instagram.
At Carter Bank, we believe life is best lived full of opportunities and dreams, of goals achieved and promises kept. We've been creating opportunities for more people and businesses to prosper since 1974. That means great local lending, convenient access to your money, accounts and guidance that make it easier to get more done. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Visit carterbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
I'm Bob Davis. If you're considering improving your backyard, AquaPros has just what you need. For the grilling devotee, nothing beats the big green egg. Everything tastes better when it's cooked on a big green egg. AquaPros has the full line of green egg grills, charcoal, and accessories. Since 1985, AquaPros has been the source for the world's greatest hot tub, American-made marquee spas. Stop into any of AquaPros 4 showrooms today and make your home a fun and relaxing resort.
Now back to the halftime report presented by the Carl Miller Realty Team from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network.
At the half, it's 31-30, New Mexico State on top of Liberty and women's hoops down at Liberty Arena. I'm Nick Pierce with you back inside the studios for now. And before we get into Liberty Athletics, a couple of other women's games to keep an eye on tonight. Top 25, good one in Lexington tonight. Number 8, Kentucky trails number 3, Texas, 33-25 at the intermission. Number 4, South Carolina all over unranked Florida, 62-32 at the half. And in-state, Virginia Tech trailing at number 12, North Carolina, 37-32 also at halftime. Look around Liberty Athletics. Told you tonight the Liberty men are at New Mexico State. Tip-off in Las Cruces coming up at 9 o'clock Eastern. Flames are 19-5, 7-4 in CUSA. And in a tie for second place entering play this evening, New Mexico State 12-11, 5-5 in the league. Flames had the 68-60 win over the Aggies last month in Lynchburg. Liberty 2-1 in the all-time series. They did lose in overtime at New Mexico State last year. But if you remember the first meeting this year, the Aggies came into Lynchburg 4-0. They were leading CUSA the first time these two teams met. Since then, two teams going in opposite directions. New Mexico State's hit the skids. They've lost 5 of 6. Meanwhile, Liberty has won 5 of 6 since that first meeting. Aggies coming off a 3-point loss at home to UTEP last Saturday. The Flames got by the Sam Houston Bearcats by 3 in Lynchburg last Saturday behind a season-high 26 points from Caden Matheny. Leading scorer for New Mexico State is Christian Cook at 14 a game. He had 17 against Liberty in the first meeting this year. A win for the Flames would mean their 8th 20-win season in the last 9 years. Again, tip-off 9 o'clock Eastern tonight in Las Cruces. Alan York will have the play-by-play story for you. You can hear it on the Liberty Flames mobile app and libertyflames.com. Pre-game gets underway at 8:30. Flames baseball season gets underway tomorrow. Opening day around college baseball. And in the words of Ernie Banks, let's play 2. Doubleheader tomorrow at 12 noon. First pitch, Liberty and St. John's here in Lynchburg. That decision made today with the rain in the forecast for Saturday and Sunday as well, for that matter. So Saturday's game has been moved to tomorrow. Games 1 and 2 of that 3-game set. Again, we'll begin with a doubleheader at 12 noon. First game under new head baseball coach Bradley LaCroix. St. John's coming off a 38-win season last year. They were the Big East champions. Hope you'll join us for either at the ballpark tomorrow or on the Liberty Flames mobile app, the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. I will have the call for you in games 1 and 2 of the series tomorrow. And the Flames softball team is 6-0 for the first time since 2021. Come from behind win at UCF on Wednesday. This weekend they're at the Shriners Children's Clearwater Invitational. Tomorrow, 2 games for the Lady Flames, starting with Charlotte at 12:30, and then number 12, Alabama, at 4:30 Eastern tomorrow. So we're about to find out a whole lot about the Lady Flames coming up, but they are certainly off to a strong start to the season. At the half in Lynchburg, it is New Mexico State with a 31-30 lead over Liberty. We'll get you back down to Liberty Arena after you hear this next time out. Jamie Hall will have a look at your first half stats. This is Nick Pierce with you in the studio. The Carl Miller Realty Halftime Report from Van Wagner.
Looking to buy a home or refinance a mortgage? Now is the time to take advantage of your one-of-a-kind offer from Alcova Mortgage. As an employee or alumni with Liberty University, you are eligible to receive a lender credit that equates to 1% of your total loan amount, up to $5,000. This offer provides you with some much-needed savings while also helping you tackle your closing costs. Visit alcova.com/liberty today for details. Offer does not apply to broker loans.
Alcova Mortgage, NMLS ID 40508, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, Equal Housing Lender.
At Carillion Clinic, the success of their employees is based on a culture that welcomes them and nurtures their growth. As the largest nonprofit employer west of Richmond, Carillion's team members are always learning and forever curious. Carillion is more than a healthcare system. It's a team of unique individuals doing what matters most, caring for the community. Visit CarillionClinic.org/careers and search their opportunities. Come join 13,000 employees who are Carillion proud.
Hi, it's Jonathan Cotton, and people often ask me, what is the Good Feet store? I respond, we are an arch support store. When you come in, our staff is going to welcome you and listen to your needs. We want to learn about you, your lifestyle, your work, and the types of shoes you enjoy wearing. Then after measuring your feet, we are going to fit you from a selection of over 300 styles and sizes of arch supports. Come into the Good Feet store for your free fitting and test walk. Visit goodfeet.com for the location nearest you. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Good Feet store.
Thousands of our teammates make and deliver 300 of the world's best brands and flavors, locally. From the heartland to the coast, in big cities and small towns. Our products are moving, and our trucks are rolling. We share a passion and a purpose, and we love to refresh and serve our communities. We are Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
It's almost time for the second half. Now back to the arena for a check of the stats from the first half. Presented by Larry's Tire and Auto Repair.
Pretty even first half between the two teams. Lady Flames trail New Mexico State 31-30 at the break, and we're just about ready to get started. Molly Kaiser led everybody with 16 points on 5 of 9 shooting, also 6 of 7 at the free throw line. Peterson had 7. Gasama had 4 and Yanez had 4. Those are the only 4 players to score for New Mexico State. A little more balance for the Lady Flames, but Emmy Stout led the way, 11 points for her, and Emma Hess had 7. We'll get you the rest of the stats as we go along because we are underway. Liberty with the basketball to start the third quarter, trailing by 1. Flames have the starting lineup from the beginning of the game to start the second half as well. Boone, who picked up a couple of personal fouls in the first period, hands to Smuda, now out to Hess. 10 seconds to shoot. Hess lobs for Smuda. Smuda catches at the rim and finishes. Hard to beat that, especially when you've got a player at 5'8" trying to guard Bella under the hoop. It's given up 10 inches. 9:22 to go, and the Flames now on top here in the third quarter, 32-31. Harding will pull up from the elbow, and her shot rattles out. Flames get the board. Jordan Hodges going at the logo at midcourt. LU Flames head, flame head, the eagle head in flames. The LU interlocking under it as it goes to Smuda, and Smuda's shot from 15 is good. Bella Smuda showing off her range, and she's got more than that. She'll take that 15-foot jumper anytime you give it to her uncontested. Just like a free throw. Liberty leads by 3. Kaiser at the top of the arc for New Mexico State as Boone guarding her. Gives it off to Gasama. Gasama drives, but missed the shot. She goes to the floor. Is wanting a foul. They don't get it. Flames get the basketball. Hodges, nothing for. Throws a cross-court pass and not enough on it. Kaiser picks it off. She drives down and has her shot rejected by Hess. Flames come back the other way. Boone to Hess. Hess slows things down. Goes into Smuda. Smuda squares up, goes one way, now dips back to the right, but missed the shot. Rebound to New Mexico State. Kaiser off of a screen, but it was a moving screen. Offensive foul called against Gasama. That will be her second. Sanchez Oliver has 2. Peterson and Yanez each with 2 as well. For New Mexico State, Boone and Brooke Moore with 2 for the Flames. Liberty up by 3 with the basketball. Just underway, second half. Ayestadish to Hess, now to Smuda, back to Hess. She drives through, missed the shot. Smuda got the rebound, gives it off to Hess. Hess up top to Boone. Back eventually to Smuda. Baseline jumper is off, but the Flames get another offensive rebound. It's Hodges. Hodges slips into the paint and scores. Gets a high five from the bench as she goes back up court on defense. Timeout going to be taken by New Mexico State with 7:08 to go in the third quarter. What at one point was a 7-point lead for the Aggies has turned into a 5-point deficit as Liberty has gone on a 6-0 run to begin this third quarter of play. That'll bring us to a media timeout. It will be Aggie basketball when we return here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Earthright Mid-Atlantic, your trusted solar and energy efficiency experts. With a focus on honesty, education, and excellence, they light the way to savings, home comfort, and a greener future. Educating homeowners about the power of solar and energy efficiency is their winning game plan. More information about Earthright Mid-Atlantic? 434-200-9716 or at erepower.com.
Your business deserves a bank that values relationships and prioritizes customer service. Since 1979, First Bank and Trust Company has been delivering on these very commitments. Our bankers have been accessible, consultative, and provide a degree of understanding developed through years of commercial experience. First Bank and Trust has the expertise and capital to fund small and large projects up to $32 million. More information on First Bank and Trust and its services is available at firstbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Frank Good Builders is a proud supporter of the Liberty Flames. Frank Good Builders and its partners design and build beautiful custom homes in the Lynchburg and the surrounding areas. From designing a plan to picking out fixtures, Frank Good Builders works with you to design and build your truly custom dream home. Frank Good Builders can be reached at 434-238-3710 or frankgoodbuilders.com.
Now back to Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network.
Well, Flames are now on top, 36-31. This is their largest lead of the game, led by 4 back in the first quarter. There was a 9-0 New Mexico State run, put them up by 7. Flames then had a 7-0 run late in the first half. It was a 1-point game at halftime. And the Flames now have scored 6 straight points. Questioning whether or not I have the math right there. I do, yeah. Yeah, it was 7 straight points for the Flames. I was questioning myself, but yeah, it went from a 26-19 New Mexico State lead, and the Flames tied it up at 26 apiece just before halftime. Mexico State held a 1-point lead going into the third quarter, and now Liberty is up by 5. Flames shooting 46% from the field, New Mexico State 41%. Liberty only 2 of 8 from 3, and New Mexico State 1 of 8 from 3. Those numbers brought to you by Century Exteriors. Aggies on offense as it comes to Kaiser. She's going to take 18-foot jumper and comes up short. Rebound to Smuda. Smuda will hand off to Hodges, and then Hodges has her pocket picked, but a traveling violation against the Aggies. Sanchez Oliver hung around after Smuda got the rebound, stole the ball from Hodges, but had to go to the floor to get it, and a very quick whistle. She really wasn't moving around at all. I think the Flames may have caught a break on that play. She was pretty much just sitting Indian style with the basketball, looking for somebody to pass it to, but not moving. So she had an argument, her coach had an argument, but the Flames have the basketball. Smuda kicks outside to Hodges, right back to Smuda, reposting her at around the free throw line. She lobs out to Boone. Boone will take a contested jumper. It's off the mark, and New Mexico State gets the rebound. Molly Kaiser with it for the Aggies. She'll hand off to Peterson. Peterson, Hess on her, peels off of a screen, pulls up from 15 but missed the shot. Front rim to Jordan Hodges. Shortest player on the court for Liberty gets the board, and the point guard now brings it down and sets up the offense going from right to left. Hess has a little space. Her 15-foot jumper is off the mark. The rebound, though, tipped back to her by Ayastadish. Hess will drive and kick over to Smuda, who goes reverse and lays it in. How about now an 8-0 Liberty run? They're up 38-31. This matches the largest lead for either team in the game so far. Sanchez Oliver off of a screen, goes to the far side. Now up top to Yanez. Yanez will drive on Smuda and has her shot rejected, but a foul called. Smuda got the ball, but then caught some of Yanez in the follow-through. 2 fouls on Smuda. And in limited playing time, Lucia Yanez has played well in the post. She faked a jump shot, and that's what got her the space to get towards the basket. Smuda got back to the ball. It was called for the foul. First free throw is off the mark. The second one is good, and that ends the 8-0 Liberty run. It's 38-32 Flames. 5 minutes even to go in the third quarter. We're due a media timeout next dead ball. Smuda comes near side to Boone. Boone steps back on fourth around the screen and finally fires. Her shot, though, is off the front rim. The ball is loose on the floor and tied up. The arrow will give it over to New Mexico State, but the hustle from the Flames will get them an extra possession later in the game. If there would have been no more jump balls, New Mexico State would have got it to start the fourth quarter, and that would have been the end of it, but they'll get that arrow now, and the Flames, if nothing more changes, will get the ball to start the fourth quarter of play. So even though it doesn't give you any dividends at the moment, it could end up giving you an extra possession later in the game. We'll take a timeout. Liberty up by a half dozen, 4:46 to go here in the third quarter on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Foster has been fostering warm moments for 100 years. Headquartered in Brookneal, Virginia, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services since 1921. Stop by one of our 6 showroom locations across Central Virginia to view our wide range of products. From propane to fireplaces and grills to tank installs and tankless water heaters, Foster has it all. Download our app or visit fosterfuels.com for more info.
Move those coffee chains, Flames fans, and go local. Central Virginia's own Ironclad Coffee Roasters and Baking Company is the premier coffee partner of Liberty Athletics. Pay them a visit at one of their cafes in the Richmond area or at the Richmond International Airport. They'll also ship their specialty grade coffee straight to your door. Visit ironcladcoffee.com, that's www.ironcladcoffee.com, to check out the coffee Flames fans are talking about.
What's important isn't that Freedom First has been in business since 1956. What's important is how we've been doing business since 1956. Since day one, we have been accountable to our members, not stockholders. We make loans that cost less, offer savings plans that pay more, and give back to our community, and that hasn't changed. What has changed is our ability to serve you with more locations and more technology to simplify your financial life. Freedom First. It's a place where anyone in our region can bank for good.
You're listening to Lady Flames basketball live from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network. Now, back to the game.
Flames now up by 6 after trailing by as many as 7. They've led by 7, they've trailed by 7. They're up 38-32 with 4:46 to go in the third quarter. New Mexico State shooting percentage has dipped down to 39%, the Flames 44%. Neither team has shot well from 3. New Mexico State 1 of 8, the Flames 2 of 9. And both teams have shot well from the free throw line. Aggies 7 of 9 and the Flames 8 of 10. Both squads with 7 turnovers. Flames now with a 2018 rebounding edge, including 7-6 in offensive boards. Points in the paint, 22-16 Liberty. Molly Kaiser with 16 points. Emmy Stout with 11 points lead their respective teams. It will be Aggie basketball as we get back underway, and looks like some new faces on the floor for, at least for the Flames, as they have Stout, Iastadish, Avery Mills, Brooke Moore, and Jordan Hodges. Peterson, Sanchez Oliver, as well as Harding, Kaiser, and Yanez on the court for New Mexico State. Flames on the defensive end as Peterson will rise up and take a long 2. It's short, but the rebound pulled in by Sanchez Oliver, and she'll reset things with 12 seconds to shoot. Far side to Kaiser. Kaiser tries a 3 and missed it. Offensive rebound, though, by Yanez. Her putback is off the mark, and Liberty gets the board. Stout pulls it in. A couple extra chances on that possession for New Mexico State, but they can't capitalize. They still trail by 6. Liberty on their offensive end as it comes near side to Hodges. Hodges goes deep in the corner to Mills. Now to Iastadish, a bullet to Stout. Stout muscles her way up and in. Not a bad job defensively by Yanez, but Stout had sealed her off, and they were playing right at the hoop. Emmy is so good at that, sealing off the defender in a good spot to score. Now Emmy gets her hand in the passing lane and steals the basketball. Flames lead by 8. This is their largest advantage of the game. They're going to try to add to that. Hodges retreats back behind the free throw line, 3-point line, and now into Stout, over to Moore. Moore back to Hodges, lobs to Iastadish. She has Kaiser on her, tries to flick it out to Moore, but Moore had already kind of cut towards the corner. The ball goes out of bounds, and it will be New Mexico State basketball. So the Flames had an 8-0 run. The overall run is 10-1. Kaiser dips and kicks to Peterson. Her three-pointer is an air ball, but Harding gets the offensive rebound. It comes back around, and Harding hits a 3. Coach Green is not going to be happy about the second chances, but a couple of these that they've gotten have just been shots that have hit an awkward spot, the bottom of the rim, and kind of kicked right down to the ground. As Liberty goes back on offense, Avery Mills dives into the paint, scoops to the left side, and puts a little English on it to score. Wow, she's played some billiards for sure. Liberty by 7, 42-35. 2:10 to go in the third quarter. Gassama picks up her dribble with Stout on her, has to hand off to Peterson. Peterson drives along the baseline and shoots it over the rim, and we're going to get a bailout foul called against the Flames. Peterson was in a tough spot. Chance to look at the replay and see if the bailout was the Flames bailing her out with a foul, or if the bailout was a call that wasn't really there. There's a little bit of contact. It was just an awkward play. Peterson was going along the baseline and then sort of dipped back to the center of the court. I think if that play happens 100 times, probably 80 of those times, it's just play on. No call one way or the other. And 20 of those times, it's a foul. This was one of the 20. Peterson misses both free throws, so, you know, ball don't lie. Should have been one of the 80. Flames lead stays at 7. 1:50 to go here in the third quarter. Liberty on offense. Claudia Athene in for the first time. Didn't see her at all in the first half of the game. Out to Mills, now to Moore. 7 seconds to shoot. Brooke Moore, well outside the arc, goes cross court to Mills. Mills is going to have to get something going in a hurry. Takes a baseline jumper and catches the front of the rim, and Liberty's able to keep it alive. Back to Mills for three. Got it! Avery Mills somehow got the shot to the rim with the horn about to sound on the shot clock. It kept everything going, and the Flames get another shot at it. And Avery Mills capitalizes, puts the Flames back now up by 10, their largest lead actually of the game so far. Peterson on offense for New Mexico State. Out to Yanez, her jumper is off, and the Flames get the board. Brooke Moore hands to Athene, and Athene will run the point now. 55 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 22 on the shot clock as Athene is bumped. She passes out on the far wing to Steenbergen. Steenbergen deeper in the corner to Mills. Mills is going to attack. Nice handles as she bounces it into Stout, but the pass was just a little bit behind Emmy. That's a turnover. Mexico State will have the basketball. There's 30 seconds to go in the quarter and 20 on the shot clock. We're going to get a foul called against Moore. Flames did have a foul to give, but Brooke didn't want to be the one to give it. That's now 3 on her. Flames actually still have one more foul to give. New Mexico State has only been whistled for one foul in the entire quarter so far. They have 3 fouls to give, although not enough time to use all of them. About a 5-second difference now between the shot clock and game clock, with the shot clock resetting to 20 after the foul. Kaiser will go in to Gassama. Gassama works it on the low block and scores. We saw her do that a couple of times in the first half and haven't really seen her get the ball back much of late. With 8 seconds to go, Liberty with the basketball. Moore to Athene. Athene with 3 seconds, drives along the baseline. She's going to have to chuck it up, but she's fouled. Now the question is going to be, was she in the act of shooting? No, not in the act of shooting. So the Flames will inbound. So it turns out her not being in the act of shooting, that wasn't a bad foul to give by Kaiser. It's just her first, and Liberty now only has 9/10 of a second to get something going, inbounding on the near side. Athene will put it in play. Lobs it back door to Moore. Moore has it tipped away, though, by Yanez. Moore, who can jump out of the gym. It was the right decision to try to get it to her, but Lucina Yanez, at 6 foot tall and some pretty good jumping ability herself, was able to tip it away. As time expires on the third period, Liberty leading 45-37. We'll take a break and be back after this here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Hey, Flames fans, Gentry Lock is fired up to join in the excitement this season. Gentry Lock Attorneys knows it's all about preparation, precise teamwork, and a competitive spirit for the hard-fought wins. We've got that down. With our fierce drive to succeed, uncommon thinking, and extensive resources, Gentry Lock helps businesses thrive. We are downtown at 801 Main Street, and we serve the Commonwealth and beyond with offices in Roanoke, Richmond, and Norfolk. All the ways Gentry Lock can help clients succeed is waiting for you at GentryLock.com.
Score big at Haley's Appliance and Haley's Outdoor in Lynchburg, with major brands of appliances that will make your house feel like a home and outdoor equipment to have your yard looking its best. Haley's puts customer service first. They deliver and service all of the products they sell and will take care of the process from start to finish. Log on to Haleys.com today for product availability. Haley's Appliance and Haley's Outdoor in Lynchburg is a proud sponsor for Liberty Flames Athletics.
It's a new era for Liberty Flames baseball. First-year head coach Bradley LaCroix is ready to lead the Flames to new heights.
Our ultimate goal is to win championships, play in the postseason, and hopefully one day get to Omaha.
With a fresh roster and a clean slate, the Flames are taking aim at the best teams in Conference USA.
Deep to left, and out of here.
Be at Worthington Field at Liberty Baseball Stadium for all 31 home games. Season tickets at libertyflamesbaseball.com. Live play-by-play coverage of Liberty Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner continues on the Liberty Flames Sports Network. Now it's time for a Carter Bank & Trust game at a glance.
Third quarter was a good one for the Lady Flames. They outscored New Mexico State 15-6. Down by 1 at halftime, down by as many as 7 in the first half. Led by as many as 10, and they're currently up by 8. And we'll play You Choose the Run. The third quarter run for the Flames, there was an 8-0 run, and then overall 15-4. So which sounds better, 8-0 or 15-4? 15-4 probably tells the bigger story of how a 1-point deficit turned into a 10-point lead. Some people like the scoreless runs, so they might like 8-0. Choose whichever one you want. Flames 47% from the field, New Mexico State 37. Liberty now 3 of 10 from 3. Aggies only 2 of 12 from 3. Aggies are 7 of 11 at the free throw line. The Flames are 8 of 10. Liberty with 10 turnovers, the Aggies with 8. And rebounding is 24-21 Flames. Emmy Stout has 13 points to pace the Flames. Smuda with 8. Hess and Mills with 7. Kaiser has 16. For New Mexico State, Peterson 7. Gasama with 6. Liberty will have the basketball to start this fourth quarter. Steenbergen puts it into Athene. Athene in the backcourt will now get it across the line and drive on the left side where she's got a little bit of space but missed the shot. Did everything right but the finish on the left hand. The lead holds at 8 for Liberty. Kaiser with the basketball for the Aggies. She'll pull up from 15 and hit. Just can't give her any space to shoot. But that's easier said than done because she's so athletic she can create her own space. She's got 18. Liberty's Mills on the near wing. Hooks a pass in for Stout, but had too much mustard on it. It goes off of her fingers and out of bounds. So not a good start for Liberty to begin this fourth quarter. A missed layup and now a turnover. It's a 6-point Flames advantage. Kaiser on the far wing will attack. Now lobs it up top to Gasama. She picks up her dribble and hands back to Kaiser. Kaiser jabs, fires, and hits from 15. And she can get to the basket, so you have to respect that. So when she jabs in and then takes the fade away, if she hits it, you just got to pat her on the back. Flames lead is down to 4. They'll go back into Stout, where she sealed off and got just absolutely hammered into the cameraman by Gasama. I don't think it was meant to be malicious, but it looked violent as Gasama tried to block Emmy's shot. She'll get 2 free throws. No review of the play. But boy, she got hit right across the mouth. Missed the first free throw. Again, it was an attempt at the ball, so probably wouldn't have been anything more, but a little surprised that they didn't at least take a look at it. Second free throw's good. 46-41 Flames. After New Mexico State had scored 6 in a row. They go back down on the baseline to Harding, and Harding draws a foul and hits a shot. Claudia Athene picks up her first personal foul. New Mexico State can get this within 2. Liberty led 45-35 before that free throw by Stout with 6 straight points for New Mexico State, but now it's, with the free throws, a 9-1 run. Liberty lead is 2. They bring Jordan Hodges back out on the court. In fact, the entire starting unit is back out for the Flames. Smuda squares up along the baseline. Takes a dribble, goes along to the right. A lot of contact, no call. Rebound to New Mexico State. They bring it back to Kaiser. Her 15-foot jumper is off, and a rebounding foul will be called against New Mexico State. sometimes as a post player, you can be too tall for your own good. And I'm being sarcastic. We saw that with Shaquille O'Neal a lot. Shaq probably didn't get calls that other players would have gotten because he was just such a dominating size and force in the paint that he could absorb the contact and it didn't get whistled. And I think that's what happened to Bella on that last possession. She got hit enough to displace the shot, but not enough to displace her, so there was no call. Liberty up by 2 with the basketball. 7:50 to go in the game. Goes into Smuda. She gathers it in and kicks outside to Hodges. Hodges will repost Smuda. Smuda goes to the middle, now back to the outside, has it knocked away from her. Again, a heck of a lot of contact, no call. Back up court, Harding's three-pointer is off the mark, and Boone gets the rebound. She'll run it for the Flames. Boone to Hess. Hess cross court to Hodges. Hodges on the near wing will lob into Smuda. Smuda works one-on-one, fades, but missed. And the rebound is secured by Yanez. And we're going to get a foul behind the play on Liberty. I think that last shot attempt by Bella Smuda was just kind of a frustration shot where she had gone to the rim 2 possessions in a row, felt like she was fouled, so she just took a little mid-range jumper that came up short. And as the teams were coming back up court, there was a little contact between Elizabeth Ayastadish and Kaiser. So Elizabeth picks up the personal foul, which is her second. Flames' second team foul. Both teams have a couple fouls to give. Peterson down by 2, almost lost it, regains it, and a nice dish to Yanez, who lays it in. It is now a tie game, 46-46. It's been all New Mexico State in the fourth quarter. They've outscored the Flames. Actually, I believe it's 9-1. Live stats have a point amiss. Liberty on offense. Hess with the basketball. Trying to get something going with 3 seconds to shoot. Down to 2. Going to have to force one up in the corner. It catches the rim, but New Mexico State gets the rebound. They can regain the lead in what has been a back and forth affair. Mexico State led by 7 in the first half. The Flames led by as many as 10 here in the second half. We're going to get a blocking foul called against Asia Boone. The crowd not happy. The pep band in front of the play not happy. But it will be against Asia, which is her third. Mexico State will inbound on the baseline. Inbound pass comes to Kaiser, and Kaiser is able to finish. He was being guarded by Boone, and Boone, after picking up a third, had to be a little bit careful on that play. Wow, I don't know how in the world that wasn't an offensive foul on Kaiser that last possession. We just got a chance to look at the replay, and she put a forearm right into Boone. Aggies lead by 2. It goes into Emmy Stout. Stout a nice catch, but can't get the finish. It's tipped out of bounds by the Aggies, so it'll stay with the Lady Flames. Emmy Stout was in excellent position to score, but missed her first field goal of the night. She's now 5 of 6. "20 seconds to shoot for Liberty. A 10-point lead has turned into a 2-point deficit. Flames go into Hodges. She'll retreat back out, and then we'll have a foul away from the play on New Mexico State. Yanez picks up her third personal foul as she was wrestling with Emmy Stout. Hodges to put it in play. Bounces it to Ayastadish under the hoop, missed the shot, but drew the foul. A late whistle, but a correct whistle. Actually, if the whistle hadn't blown, Liz had gotten her own rebound and was probably going to get an easy 2. Now she'll have to work for it at the free throw line. .80% free throw shooter on the year. Makes the first. If she makes the second, that'll tie the game up. She does just that. 48 apiece. 5:35 to go in the ball game. Kaiser to Harding. Harding now up top to Gewurz. Now back over to Kaiser. Kaiser's going to go along the baseline but missed the shot. Boone had the rebound. Now it trickles away from her and out of bounds. And it's going to be New Mexico State basketball. Jordan Hodges thought she had banked it off of an Aggie player, but the officials didn't see it that way. They'll put 20 on the shot clock, and New Mexico State will inbound on the baseline. Deadlocked at 48. The inbound pass goes to Peterson, and Peterson is able to slide through two defenders and score. That was a tough shot by Peterson. Mexico State back up by 2. Flames sure could use a three-pointer about right now. They have not shot particularly well in this game. 3 of 11. Boone dribbles around the top, and she's bumped to the floor by Peterson. The way things are going, we may see a lot of free throws in the final 4 minutes and 58 seconds of this game. Flames have been called for 3. They only have 1 to give, and that was the 5th against New Mexico State. So Asia Boone will shoot 2 when we return. Again, New Mexico State just 1 away from being in the bonus, and the Flames are in the bonus for this final second half of the 4th quarter. They'll try to tie the ball game up at the line when we come back from this break. You're listening to the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Curious about the housing market in Central Virginia? The caring, competent, trusted advisors at Carl Miller Realty have over 100 years of combined experience. We are committed to helping clients make informed housing decisions. For a winning game plan and to discover the value of your home, visit carlmillerrealty.com to make your next move a slam dunk with our winning team. That's carlmillerrealty.com.
Century Exteriors offers exterior home renovations, including but not limited to gutters, roofing, siding, home additions, and much more. Century Exteriors makes the process seamless. Call 434-239-6722 for a free on-site estimate, or visit us at centuryexteriors.com and Century Exteriors on Facebook and Instagram.
This broadcast of Liberty Flames Athletics is brought to you through underwriting support from Larry's Tire and Auto Repair. They offer complete auto service, including tires, preventive maintenance, and more. Larry's Tire carries all major brands and is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Larry's Tire has 2 locations in Lynchburg and at Able Tire in Concord, and a new service center coming soon in Forest. More information on Larry's Tire is available at larrystireservice.com.
Now back to Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network.
(50-48). Liberty trailing by 2, but they'll have a couple of free throws when we get back underway. Flames and New Mexico State doing battle on the women's side of things, and the men's teams will play out in Las Cruces here in a little less than a half hour. I want to send a couple of hellos out, folks listening in on either the Facebook or YouTube stream. Donna's out in Milford, Delaware. Ron's in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Brenda, a faithful listener in Shreveport, Louisiana. Thanks to them and everybody that's listening in, whether it again is on Facebook, YouTube, or on the app, on the website. However you choose to dial in, we certainly appreciate it. Flames shooting 41%, New Mexico State 43%. Neither team shooting well from 3. Liberty 27% at 3 of 11. New Mexico State 17%, 2 of 12. Flames 11 of 14 at the free throw line, 79%. And New Mexico State 8 of 12, 67%. Asia Boone will shoot 2 free throws. Asia only 2 points in the game so far, 1 of 5 from the field. Gets the friendly roll on the first and makes it a 1-point game. It's the second more cleanly, and we're tied at 50 apiece. Gasalma has now picked up 4 fouls for New Mexico State. Peterson and Yanez each have 3. Boone and Moore with 3 for Liberty. Kaiser with the basketball. She's going to go along the baseline and then kick it back to Yanez, but she traveled. Quizzical look on her face as she goes back up the court. Must have just shuffled her feet before she put the ball down. I'll be honest, I didn't see it either, but the official had a much better view than I did. Ayastanish hands off to Boone. Liberty with a chance to regain the lead as Asia Boone will drive in on the left side and score with the finger roll. Asia Boone, 4 points on the last 2 possessions, 6 points total in the game, and Liberty's up 52-50. Peterson with the basketball for the Aggies. She bumps into Ayastadish. No call either way. Pretty heavy contact for there to be no call one way or the other. She now has to dribble around and kick it eventually to Kaiser. It comes back to Peterson, who takes the 3 near side, but it's an air ball. That was an awkward possession all the way through for New Mexico State. They come up empty. Liberty has it. Under 4 minutes to go. A timeout going to be taken by the Flames. Coach Kerry Green will take a 30-second timeout. He'll have 3 remaining. New Mexico State also with 3 timeouts remaining. And this may be more about getting a little rest for his starters, because we may not see any more substitutions the rest of the way. With 3:50 to go. The bench hasn't played horribly in this game. They haven't played horrible. I mean, they've scored 22 of the 52, but most of that has been Emmy Stout. Stout with 14 of those 22 bench points. That might be the one person that we could still see from the bench in the final moments, or, you know, situationally. But otherwise, I think the starters are going to see the lion's share of these minutes. We're back underway. 18 seconds to shoot. As Jordan Hodges dribbles at the top of the arc, waits for some movement, and now everything comes a bit stagnant. She gives off to Smuda. Smuda now to Hess. Hess tries to drive, has a little space, pulls up from 15, but missed it off the back rim. The rebound tipped all the way outside to Boone. Boone to Hess. Hess for 3. Got it! Offensive rebound leads to a huge tray for the Flames. They're up by 5. Timeout, New Mexico State. Massive momentum swing in this game. After the missed shot by Hess, it was actually Kaiser who tipped that rebound out to a Flame. Molly Kaiser, I guess, felt like she wasn't going to be able to secure it, so she was trying to tip it away from a Liberty player. Tipped it right to Asia Boone near midcourt, who then found Emma Hess on the wing, and Emma hits the 3-pointer. 10 points in the game for Emma, second 3. Flames on a 7-0 run, and they lead 55-50. We've had some decent-sized runs and a few little small runs, but we've had a lot of swings in this game. After Liberty led by as many as 4 in the first quarter, New Mexico State used a 9-0 run to take the lead. In the second quarter, they were up by as many as 7. And the Flames had a 7-0 run to end the half. Liberty had a 15-4 run in the third to get a 10-point advantage before New Mexico State scored 13 of the next 14 points, 13-1 run to give them a 2-point lead at that spot, 48-46. Now the Flames a 7-0 run to go back up by 5. 3:17 to go, and Kaiser with the basketball clock running here in the fourth quarter. Comes on the near side to Sanchez Oliver. Over to Harding. Harding has Hess guarding her. Dribbles at the top of the arc around a screen, finds a little space, has her shot blocked by Smuda. It's picked up by the Aggies, though. They've got 5 seconds to shoot. Kaiser will drive and fade from 15. Missed it to the right, and the Flames got the board. Smuda with the rebound. She'll take a couple of dribbles to relieve some of the heat, and then takes it all the way across half court and hands to Boone. Della Smuda channeling her inner point guard for just a moment because there were no other options for her. 13 seconds to shoot, Flames up by 5. 2.5 minutes to go. Boone's going to drive, goes to the left hand and banks it in. Cleared just a little bit of space with the right and got the left off the glass to go. Flames up by 7. 57-50 with 2:15 left. Kaiser hands off to Sanchez Oliver. Nothing for her. She has to dump it over on the far wing to Yanez. Yanez works her way into the paint, but missed the shot. Guarded well by Ayastadish, and Smuda gets the rebound. Liberty with the basketball, under 2 minutes to go. Ayastadish at the top of the arc, bounces it over to Hess. Hess guarded by Harding. Will find Boone at the top. And then far side to Ayastadish. She looks postward, nothing there. Up to the blonde braided Jordan Hodges, who bounces it in to Smuda. Smuda with 4 seconds to shoot, kicks to Hess. Hess drives, floats it up at the horn, and it comes off the rim, but out of bounds to the Flames. Couple of players fighting for the rebound, and it's going to be Liberty basketball with 20 seconds on the shot clock and 1:30 to go in the ball game. They are going to take a look at that, though. Under 2 minutes to go in the game, the officials are going to make sure that they got the call right on who touched it last. It certainly looked like Fanta Gassama was the last one to touch it, but it could be one of those situations where even though Gassama gave the hand push to knock the ball out, maybe it grazed off of a Liberty fingertip before it actually went out. Quick review. And it's going to stay with the Flames. Full credit to the officiating crew of Meadow Overstreet, Kara Hunter, and Courtney Robinson. They looked at the replay, saw what they needed to see in about 15 seconds. Made the call, and the Flames will now get it back on the baseline. Liberty leading 57-50, 1.5 minutes to go. Jordan Hodges will inbound, gets it into Boone. Boone bounces it up top to Ayastadish. On the near wing to Hess. Hess got poked in the eye. Play on, though. She shakes it off and goes over to Boone. Boone tries a three. It's off the mark, but Ayastadish, had her hands on the rebound but couldn't secure it. It's taken away by Harding, who comes down court and sets up the offense for New Mexico State. Over to Kaiser. Kaiser's going to drive through. She's fouled on the floor. Now they're actually going to say she was in the act of shooting. So a couple of free throws for Kaiser. Officials are having a conversation at midcourt, and they're going to look at something. And I think maybe what they're looking at is whether or not this was in the act of shooting or if this should have been on the floor, because the Flames did have a foul to give. My initial thought was that it was not in the act of shooting, because there was a bump and then another step. There was definitely a foul. Hodges kind of bumped her, and it seemed like she took one more step before then she threw the ball towards the rim. So I think that's what they're looking at, but I could be wrong. They might be looking at something else. 1:04 to go in the game. Liberty leading 57-50. As two of the three officials are looking things over. Just trying to read lips. There's a camera on them and a microphone that TV can hear, but wasn't piped into what was being said. So I'm not exactly sure what they're looking at. But my assumption is whether that was in the act or on the floor. Two of the three officials look, and now the third official will step in and take a look as well. Boy, my instinct is if that's what they're looking at, that the bump occurred and then Kaiser took another step and took the shot. But it may be a majority rules. It may be one of those deals where not all the officials saw it the same way and they kind of stand around at half court, take a vote, and then decide. So we'll see if I can listen in and see what the explanation is. Now they're going to keep it the way that it was. So 2 free throws for Kaiser. Does give the teams a little bit of a rest, since both of these starting units have played quite a few minutes in this game. Kaiser's played every single minute. Harding has played all but 2. Kaiser's first free throw is good, makes it a 6-point game. After the Flames led by 7, Kaiser hits 2 to make it 5. Liberty inbounds to Boone. A minute to go and the clock running here in the fourth quarter. Hodges across to Boone, and Boone now will get double teamed. Her pass to the middle, Ayestadish, but she's fouled. Bumped from behind by Harding, and Liberty will shoot 2 free throws. You can tell New Mexico State's strategy in that spot was try to force a turnover, be as aggressive as you can to try to force that turnover, and if you happen to foul, so be it. That would have been the backup plan anyway, as Ayestadish hits the first free throw. It's now 58-52. Ayestadish's second free throw is also good. New Mexico State's going to take a timeout. Flames will make a substitution. Brooke Moore and Ana Bedoza will come in for defensive purposes. The Liberty lead is 7. New Mexico State will be able to advance the basketball with one of their 2 remaining timeouts. The Flames have 3 timeouts left, 54.5 seconds to go. I mean, who am I to say, but I've always kind of been of the approach that if you've only got a couple of these advanced timeouts, you don't get a lot out of advancing it at 55 seconds to go in the game. And with a player like Kaiser, I think I would have just, after the free throw, ran her up, try to get some quick points and save those timeouts for maybe a little bit later on when it gets down to the final 20 seconds or so and you really don't have a lot of time to advance the basketball, but that's why I'm not a head coach. Mexico State, 2 inbound. Sanchez Oliver to Kaiser. She had the 3, instead gives it on the near side where Harding will take the 3 and hit. Well, she knew what she was doing. She got it to Harding, and she's cut this down to a 4-point game. 59-55, Liberty will take a timeout to advance with 49.8 left. And not so fast. Flames have had a couple of decent leads in this game, up by 10 in the third quarter. New Mexico State stormed back to regain the lead after a 13-1 run. Flames, they scored 8 straight points here in the fourth quarter to go up by 7, and now it's a 4-point game. Actually, 9 straight points Flames scored on that fourth quarter run. Hess, Boone, Hodges, now Stout, and Ayestadish in the game for Liberty. Flames inbounding on the near side in the front court. Stout is standing in the back court, nobody guarding her. Inbound comes to Boone. Boone being guarded by Harding and being fouled by Harding. So Asia Boone will shoot 2. There was about a 20-second difference between the shot clock and game clock in that scenario. A little surprised that New Mexico State didn't at least play defense for a few seconds before they fouled. Boone hits the first free throw, pushes the lead back to 5, especially how close they came to forcing a turnover the last time down the court, but they do foul quickly to try to extend the game, and Boone hits on both. Now the question will be, does New Mexico State burn their last timeout? And they do. So they'll have no timeouts remaining for the final 47. They trail by 6. They will be able to push the ball up court and put it back in play. Looks like they're going to choose the side of the court right in front of me, which is the opposite side from the team's benches. Sanchez, Oliver, Harding, Kaiser, Gassama, and Peterson. Gassama playing with 4 personal fouls. The Flames defensively, it looks like it's going to be Moore, Boone, Stout, Ayestadis, and Bedoza. Liberty still has 2 timeouts remaining as the DJ in the top of the arena trying to get a pretty good crowd for a Thursday night. Hyped up because Liberty needs to close it out. They lead by 6. Sanchez Oliver gets into Kaiser. Kaiser attacks and missed the shot, but draws the foul. Late whistle, but it did look like it was the correct call as Molly Kaiser took some contact as she was going up for the shot. She'll shoot 2 to try to get this back to a 4-point game. Kaiser has 24 points on the evening so far. Missed the first free throw though. 8 of 10 in the game from the free throw line. She's pretty close to her season average. 82%. She's shooting 80% in this game. Makes the second, and the Flames will take a timeout. Flames will have 1 timeout remaining. New Mexico State do not have any timeouts left. Liberty up by 5. Imagine we'll see some changes again offensively to defensively. Matter of fact, we've already seen those changes during the free throw. It was Hodges, Boone, Stout, Ayestadis, and Hess, but now Avery Mills has come in. Another good free throw shooter on the court for Liberty. If you're New Mexico State, I'm not sure who, of course, you probably try to get a 5-second call. Maybe you again try to get a steal. There is a lot of time left, 43.2. But if it does become a point of fouling, there are 5 really good free throw shooters on the court right now for Liberty. Not sure who you choose. Flames having a little trouble getting it in, and they don't. 5 seconds. We'll turn it back over to New Mexico State, and the Flames had a timeout to try to save the possession, but they don't use the timeout, and they lose the possession. That's the 13th Flames turnover. And in that spot, you got to have a mental clock. Once it gets down to 4, your clock gets to 4, just lob it towards your basket, not obviously the opposite way. And even if it's a 50-50 ball, at least you got a chance to keep it alive. Now a 5-point game in New Mexico State out of timeouts with the basketball. It comes to Kaiser. Kaiser with more on her. Hands back to Yanez. Now on the near side to Harding. Harding with 20 seconds to shoot, 32 in the game, goes far side to Sanchez Oliver. She'll try to drive, nothing there. Kicks it back out to Peterson. Her 3-pointer is short. The rebound deflects all the way to the near side, and we're going to get a foul called against the Flames. Wow. That was, well, we'll take a look at the replay here. Looked like just 2 players going after a loose ball. Instead, it's going to be free throws for New Mexico State. That is a huge break for the Aggies. I guess they're going to say that Elizabeth cleared a little space with her arms as she was going after the ball. Peterson makes the first free throw. She can make this a one-possession game with 23.4 to go. Peterson with 10 points on the night. Makes the second free throw. The Flames lead is 3, and Liberty's going to take their final timeout. Coach Gary Green was just screaming for a timeout, and the official was not acknowledging him. I'm not sure if she was daydreaming or, I mean, that is her only job as the official at midcourt on the side of the team's benches, is to look and see if the coach wants to take a timeout after the basket to advance, and she was just like in la-la land. That was strange. Coach Green had to run all the way to midcourt, kind of like you see a football coach running up to the line of scrimmage to get his timeout in. You can tell he was frustrated. But he got it, and Liberty will be able to advance, but nobody has any timeouts left after this. And we'll see the lineup that both squads bring to the floor here momentarily. It was a full timeout. Flames didn't take the option of sitting down. They're standing about halfway between midcourt and the free throw line, along the sideline, across the way from us. Mexico State, they are seated right at their bench area, which is across the way, slightly to the right, across the court from us. 61-58 Flames, 23.4 seconds to go. Hess, Hodges, Boone, Iastadish, and Mills in. Mills standing all the way in the back court. Inbounds will be on the near sideline this time. The inbounds comes to Boone, and she's fouled immediately by Harding. Asia Boone will shoot 2. Mexico State has certainly extended this game by fouling and then scoring on their end of the court. They're going to have to do it now with no more timeouts. Matter of fact, neither team has a timeout left. Asia Boone to try to push this back out to a 2-possession game. Her first free throw, high arcing and nothing but net. 62-58. Asia with 11 points in the game, make it 12. 63-58, no timeouts. The ball comes up court to Kaiser. Kaiser's going to drive and has her shot blocked out of bounds by Brooke Moore. Kaiser tried to lean in and draw the foul, doesn't get the call. Now with 17.7 seconds, the Aggies will inbound on the baseline. Emma Hess will check in. The Flames going small at this point. No true post in. Iastadish, the tallest player on the court in white. Kaiser gets the inbounds to Sanchez Oliver. She picks up her dribble, goes back to Kaiser. Kaiser forces up a 3. It's off the rim and off the mark. Rebound Harding. 7 seconds to go. Back on the near side to Yanez. Her three-pointer banks off the mark, and Brooke Moore gets the rebound, gives off to Hess, and Hess runs the clock out. The Flames get the victory, 63-58 over New Mexico State. It was not easy. The Flames trailed through a good portion of this game. They were down after 1. They were down at halftime. And they were trailing in the fourth quarter. But used a 9-0 run to take the lead and just did enough at the free throw line, mainly Asia Boone, to put it away. And with the win, Liberty now 17-6 on the year, 10-2 in the conference. The Aggies fall to 12-12 and 5-6 in CUSA. We'll take a timeout and be back with the postgame show brought to you by Coca-Cola right after this here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
When it was time for my family and I to buy and sell our houses, we knew exactly who to call, and that was Jason Porter with Legacy Realty and Development. Hi, this is Nick Pierce, encouraging you to do what we did. Make the easy decision and call Jason Porter for all of your real estate needs.
Thanks, Nick. And Flames Nation, let's talk about how we can serve you. Call or text me today, Jason Porter, at 434-258-8827. That's 434-258-8827 or email me at jasonporterrealestate@gmail.com. Thanks, and as always, go Flames.
True Flame fans know where to shop to show their pride. Shop LibertyFlames.com. We're your one-stop shop for official Liberty Flames merchandise. Plus, all orders ship free. Go red, white, and blue and visit ShopLibertyFlames.com today. That's ShopLibertyFlames.com. ShopLibertyFlames.com is a proud sponsor of Liberty Athletics. For all your Liberty Flames apparel needs, visit ShopLibertyFlames.com today.
Start the new year with a new ride and the biggest savings yet from Lynchburg Nissan. Get $10,700 off MSRP, 0% for 72 months, and up to 40 miles per gallon. Plus, drive with confidence thanks to our million-mile warranty. This is your moment to make that move you've been waiting for. With rates this low and discounts this high, the time to act is now. Stop by, call, or visit us online before the best selection is gone. Lynchburg Nissan, home of the million-mile warranty.
The doctors at Crossroads Family Dentistry say go Flames and good luck this season. Stephen Hatch, James Peary III, Trey Woolwine, and Carol Roberts have over 50 years of experience serving Lynchburg and the surrounding area. Their dental office in Forest is open and ready to serve you. Crossroads Family Dentistry provides all family and cosmetic dental needs and accepts major dental insurances. They're located at 14761 Forest Road in front of Brawburgers. More information is available at CrossroadsFamilyDentistryVA.com.
The game is over, but we're just getting started with the Coca-Cola post-game locker room report. Coming up, Larry's Tire and Auto Repair will present the final game statistics. Head coach Kerry Green will stop by to give his thoughts on the game, and we'll update the out-of-town scoreboard built by Frank Good Builders. Now let's head back inside the arena for the Coca-Cola post-game locker room report.
It wasn't pretty, but the Lady Flames got a win over New Mexico State, 63-58. After trailing at the end of the first, trailing at the end of the second, Liberty was able to take the lead by as many as 10 in the third. They were up by 8 after 3, but New Mexico State stormed back. They went on a 13-1 run, turned that deficit into a 2-point lead early in the fourth quarter. Flames answered with 9 straight points of their own, and Asia Boone was able to hit 4 big free throws and 6 total free throws in the game, but 4 big ones in the last 35-40 seconds to put the game away. Again, a 5-point win for Liberty. Flames finish up shooting 43% from the field, 20 of 47. New Mexico State 38%, 21 of 55. Aggies were 3 of 17 from 3, 18%. The Flames 4 of 13 for 31%. Those numbers brought to you by Century Exteriors. Free throw percentage for the Flames, they shot so well, 19 of 22. 86%, another 1,900 meals donated to local area food banks through the Food Line Feeds Score to Give More campaign. New Mexico State, they were 13 of 18 from the free throw line. Molly Kaiser finished up with 25, but actually Flames held her to less than they did when they were in Las Cruces. She scored 31 out there, but still a little bit above her season average by putting up 25 tonight. Peterson with 11 and Harding with 9. Inez off the bench with 7. Gasama with 6. Those were the only scores for New Mexico State. So they had 4 players that had scored at halftime. Only 1 other player scored in the second half, so 5 players on the board for the Aggies. For the Lady Flames, their leading scorer was Emmy Stout. We'll talk to her here in just a little bit. Emmy was 5 of 6 from the field, 14 points. Asia Boone had 12. Emma Hess with 10. Bella Smuda 8 points. 7.6 rebounds for Elizabeth Ayestadish. 7 points for Avery Mills off the bench. 4 for Jordan Hodges and 1 for Anna Bedoza. Steenbergen, Moore, and Athene all played but did not score in the game. Rebounding was 32-31 Flames. New Mexico State actually won the offensive rebounding slightly, 14-11. But Liberty had more second chance points, 14-11. Oddly enough, just flip the offensive board numbers, and that's how many points the Flames scored off of the offensive boards compared to the Aggies. Points in the paint, 30-28 Flames. Points off turnovers, 15-11 New Mexico State. They forced, well, just 13 Flames turnovers. Liberty will take that. Their game goal is usually somewhere around 12 and right at it. 10 turnovers for New Mexico State. Bench points, 22-18 Liberty. Second chance points, 14-11 Flames. Fast break points, 2-0 in favor of the Aggies. We had six ties, 6 lead changes. The Flames led a little over 23 minutes of the game and trailed just under 12 minutes of the contest. But led when it mattered, and they get a 63-58 win to bump their record to 17-6 on the year, 10-2 in the conference. New Mexico State 12-12 and 5-6 in Conference USA. Liberty men just underway in Las Cruces. A lot of other games going on around Conference USA that can kind of give us a better picture of what the standings will look like in the morning. I say that like we still rely on newspapers to find the standings. We can tell you what the standings are going to look like at about 9:30 tonight when all the games wrap up. You don't have to wait until the daily progress comes out in the morning. But coming into today, the Lady Flames are 1 game behind Middle Tennessee for first in Conference USA. And with the travel partner scenario, I think that means that the Flames are going to get within a half game with the win because, yeah, that's New Mexico, Western Kentucky and Middle Tennessee don't play tonight, but they'll play on Saturday. So Flames will get kind of a game ahead of Middle Tennessee, but then the Lady Raiders will have a game in hand after this week because of having the bye today. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll either have Coach Kerry Green and our Thompson Brooks Insurance Player of the Game, Emmy Stout, or if they're still in the locker room, we'll have Nick Pierce back in the studio to tell us about that Frank Good Builders out-of-town scoreboard. Again, here in Liberty Arena, the Lady Flames get the win over New Mexico State, 63-58 here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
The Liberty Flames thank Segra for their support. Segra collaborates with companies to offer business-only, carrier-grade connectivity, cybersecurity, voice and cloud solutions tailored to meet their diverse needs. Segra offers these solutions across a fiber network that spans 28 states in the U.S. and is headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina. They can be reached at Segra.com or 833-GO-SEGRA. Segra, a proud partner of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
It's a new era for Liberty Flames baseball. First-year head coach Bradley LaCroix is ready to lead the Flames to new heights.
Our ultimate goal is to win championships, play in the postseason, and hopefully one day get to Omaha.
With a fresh roster and a clean slate, the Flames are taking aim at the best teams in Conference USA.
Deep to left, and out of here!
Be at Worthington Field at Liberty Baseball Stadium for all 31 home games. Season tickets at libertyflamesbaseball.com.
11 West is a proud sponsor of the Liberty Flames. 11 West specializes in apparel screen printing, embroidery, sew-on, and flat printing. From the design phase with their graphics arts team to the finished product, 11 West collaborates with each client to craft custom apparel and promotional products. For more information, visit 11west.com, call 540-639-9319, or stop by their location at 6598 New River Road in Radford. 11 West, outfitting America in logo wear.
Thompson Brooks Insurance has been serving Virginia for over 35 years, helping individuals and businesses with their insurance and investment needs. The team at Thompson Brooks is experienced in understanding Medicare, retirement planning, life insurance, the healthcare marketplace, and group insurance benefits. Call Thompson Brooks Insurance at 434-385-8500. That's 434-385-8500, or visit them online at thompsonbrooksinsurance.com. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow.
You've been listening to live radio coverage of Liberty Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network. Now, back to the Coca-Cola post-game locker room report.
Smoothing out of Hess. Hess tries to drive, has a little space, pulls up from 15, but missed it off the back rim. The rebound tipped all the way outside to Boone. Boone to Hess. Hess for three. Got it! Offensive rebound leads to a huge tray for the Flames. They're up by 5.
That's a big point in this.
New Mexico State.
Interrupted myself. There's a big point in this basketball game. Our Freedom First Credit Union play of the game as Emma Hess hit the three that kind of, I don't know, it didn't put it away, but it certainly made things an awful lot more comfortable at that point with the 5-point advantage against a very pesky New Mexico State team. Liberty gets the win 63-58. We're now joined by our Freedom First Credit Union. Let me try this again. I just screwed that up. Our Thompson Brooks Insurance player of the game. That was our Freedom First Credit Union play of the game. So the play of the game and the player of the game. You're the player of the game. That was the play of the game. Does that all make sense? I'm going to move your microphone up just a little bit so that we can hear you nice and clear. I always feel weird doing that because nobody likes people touching your face or putting hands up like that. But we want everybody out there to hear you nice and clear. Emmy Stout. What was, it was just a wild game. There were some big runs in this game. You guys had a 15-4 run, an 8-0 run. They had a 9-0 run. They had a 13-1 run, and then you guys had a 9-0 run when you really needed it. Was it just a swingy basketball game?
Yeah, I think the main thing we really need to focus on is just having that team defense to stop like those quick runs that they had. So when we're able to get that and come together as a team, I think we did really well. Just sometimes when we wouldn't communicate as much, then that's when they'd be able to score and get those quick runs.
Defensively, what do they do? Because Kaiser is such a good individual player. She doesn't need a lot of space to get her shot off. She's athletic enough that she can jump over the top of you and score if she needs to. But it's so centered on her, but yet there's some other players that can score, and we saw that in this game. I was particularly impressed with Yanez. She scored some hoops on the low block, and we also saw Gasama able to get some baskets as well. Is that a lot about Kaiser having so much attention on her? You almost got to have half your eye, corner of your eye on her at all times, and only one eye on your the player you're actually defending.
Yeah, I mean, Kaiser, she's a really great player, but again, they have other players that will step up and be able to score. So while we do need to keep our eye on Kaiser, she's their main scorer, we can't get sloppy and watch the other players because they'll shoot threes, they'll drive. So it really takes a lot of focus for us to, again, be able to defend Kaiser and also look for the other players as well.
If there's a kid in the crowd that is a aspiring center 5, they saw some pretty nice post moves all the way around on your side, on their side. It was a fun night to watch the post, even though I think ultimately most people are going to pay more attention to the guards because of Kaiser, because of Emma hitting the three, that kind of put the game away. But it was a fun night to watch the post.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I obviously love post play. I'm very biased in that regard. But, yeah, I love being able to practice the moves that we always do in practice, and the team managers and practice players that help me work on them to be able to do it on the court really is a great reward. And it's great for Bella and I to be able to actually make some moves, make some shots. And they had some great post moves of their own, too. So it's really nice to be able to battle that out.
Throughout the course of the game, Paul Carmody kept sending out these text messages to the media people and said, Flames haven't won a game when they trailed after 1. They haven't won a game when they trailed at halftime. You guys trailed after 1. You trailed at halftime. So it was like, okay, that doesn't sound good if you're big into numbers. But what kept the team from kind of getting down when you saw those runs go the other way?
I think, honestly, we always, try and huddle up between, each plays. And that's, kind of our reset. Okay, lock in, let's focus, let's get back the next play. So if we ever hit that low, I feel like that will bump it back up where we can recover and not have such that long low streak.
Is it tough when you're down on the low block and you've got somebody like Asia Boone that can do so much with the basketball, or Emma Hess, or Brooke Moore now that she's gotten her health back to pretty much 100%. They're fun to watch, and I'm leaving off other names, but just those three kind of popped off in my head as far as tonight's game. Is it tough not to just kind of become a spectator for a couple of seconds and then realize, oh, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be setting a screen right now?
I mean, we play with such amazing players. Like, I can list any one of my teammates. Like, I could just let them go, and they could score the ball so easily. So I think it's just like we play such great team ball where everyone can play, everyone can score. It's like, okay, if you're going to get that drive, I'm going to go box out because I know you can take that shot. So having that like confidence in our teammates and knowing their skill level, I just think that makes us a great team.
Now the bounce back, you play on Saturday against UTEP, a team that has had some struggles of late. How do you kind of keep the engine in the right gear and not get complacent?
I think we just need to continue to do what we have been doing, like having a strong practice tomorrow, having that same mindset of coming out, attacking the boards more, being more aggressive, and just keeping that energy. And if we do those things, I think we'll do just fine.
That was an unintentional reference to changing the gear or whatever I just said, because it is the Daytona 500 this weekend. Do you follow car racing at all?
No.
So have you ever gotten into like go-karts or anything like that?
Yes, I do
so
go-karts.
you've done a little bit yourself,
that
but
counts,
you just don't really watch it that much. You know, William Byron.
Yes, Liberty.
Got
he
the
spoke
Liberty
at combo.
car.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you're rooting for William Byron on Sunday, right?
Of course.
Absolutely, 100% all the way. Team Hendricks.
Yes.
She has no idea what I'm talking about.
No, but I'm hoping that's Liberty, so I'll cheer for Liberty.
Congratulations on a great individual game. I know that's not what it's about, but you finished up with a team high 14 points in this game, but even bigger than that, the win, and we'll see you back on Saturday afternoon against UTEP.
Awesome.
That was Emmy Stout, our Thompson Brooks Insurance Player of the Game. I got that right that time. And, Emmy, I'm going to give you an assignment. Find Coach Green.
I got you. I got you.
One more assist. I'll add it to. I'll write it in here on the final stats so that you get that credited to you too. But thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on Saturday.
See ya.
That was Emmy Stout. Again, the Lady Flames finished up the game holding New Mexico State to only one of their last 9 field goal attempts. So defense won this basketball game in the waning moments for Liberty, and in that time frame, the Flames also had a 9-0 run that took a deficit, turned it into a lead, and then they just had to hold on to get the victory because New Mexico State certainly didn't make it easy down the stretch. Scoring a couple points at the free throw line, they hit a three-pointer. They kept it within arm's reach, but Asia Boone hit the last 4 free throws of the game, and the Flames are able to get the win. And with that victory, now 17-6 on the year, 10-2. In CUSA, and they'll be a game behind Middle Tennessee at the end of the night. You know, I don't see Coach Kerry Green, so he's probably back at the press conference, which means we might have a couple of minutes to kill 2 birds with one stone. Nick Pierce, if you are ready to go, throw us some Frank Good Builders out-of-town scores, and then we'll jump back and get Coach Green here in a minute.
Yeah, you know, you can put me on the spot like that. That's fine. I'm just sitting here chilling. Nothing else going on.
Hey, you know, you haven't done this in a couple of months, so I thought I'd throw a little test your way.
Hey, all good. I do have some scores for you. We'll update you on the Liberty men, and then we'll get back to Liberty Arena here in just a moment. It is the out-of-town scoreboard built by Frank Good Builders. Lady Flames get it done tonight in the arena. Let's check in on the Liberty men now. Out in Las Cruces, New Mexico, the Flames going for win number 20, and they lead early, 13-6 over New Mexico State. Almost midway through the first half, 11:40 to go to be exact. They're at the under 12 timeouts. Colin Porter, Talon Peter, each with 3 points early on for Liberty. And again, the Flames are trying to sweep that season series and stay in at least a tie for second place. Actually, they move a game ahead of Middle Tennessee with a win tonight for second place in the CUSA standings. Elsewhere from Conference USA men's hoops tonight, keeping an eye on Jacksonville State. They lose tonight. Final in Huntsville. Break up the Bearcats. The losing streak is over. Sam Houston tops Jacksonville State 66-61. Lamar Wilkerson, huge night for the Bearcats. He goes for 29. Jerome Pierre, 21 in a losing cause for Jacksonville State. But that is significant. Gamecocks fall to 9-3. The Flames with a win tonight can move within one game of first place in the CUSA men's standings. From women's hoops in Conference USA, the Lady Flames already have a good grasp on second place right now at 10-2 in the conference, just a half game back of Middle Tennessee. Blue Raiders are idle tonight, but other action. Kennesaw State a winner over Louisiana Tech, 79-72. Sam Houston tops Jacksonville State in women's hoops as well, 56-49. And FIU, no problems at home over UTEP, 83-66. The Miners fall to 2-9 in Conference USA play. They have lost 6 straight, and it will be UTEP at Liberty Arena coming up this Saturday at 2 o'clock. So the Lady Flames with a win there, and a little help from Western Kentucky on Saturday could be in a tie for first place at the end of the day. And we'll see how that unfolds. Actually, no, I take that back, because the Lady Flames would have a game in hand. So Liberty with a win on Saturday, and Western Kentucky with a win over Middle Tennessee. Lady Flames would have a half-game lead over Middle Tennessee. Math is not my strong point, but I promise I've looked at the conference standings before. So Western Kentucky actually has the only conference loss for Middle Tennessee this year. Middle Tennessee 10-1 in the league, but the Blue Raiders are 10-0 at home, and they will play that game in Murfreesboro coming up on Saturday. It's about all we got for the Out-of-Town Scoreboard, built by Frank Good Builders. Jamie Hall in the arena. Do you have Coach Green yet?
I don't, but I do have this. And you were talking about the weather, or you're talking about baseball this weekend, and there could be some effects as far as the weather is concerned. They're going to have to play a doubleheader, and it's going to rain on Saturday, and it might rain on Sunday. And for those that aren't in the area, maybe listening in from some tropical paradise somewhere, it has been nasty in Lynchburg the last few days. Snow on Tuesday, freezing rain pretty much all day yesterday. And Nick Pierce, I got to ask you, do you know how to use a chainsaw? Because there is a massive tree blocking the front end of my driveway. I think we've got it sorted out, going to be able to get it fixed. But
you know what? I don't own a chainsaw, but true story, back when I was in college, I had a bad ice storm down in Danville where my sister lives, and I did have to cut up a tree in her backyard, and I used an old-fashioned, like a Daniel Boone axe.
Goodness gracious.
Like, I hacked that thing up, and, yeah, I that was about 20 years ago. I don't think I could do that now, so I can't help you.
Well, if I had to use a Daniel Boone axe to cut the tree that's in my driveway, I might see you again in April, because it would take a while. But we've got Coach Green now with us, and we'll get
good, because people want to hear from him, not me and my axe work from 20 years ago.
Well, you need to go to one of those places and see how well you do throwing it at a target, but just don't let me be anywhere near you, because the target might change from the board to wherever I am. So,
hey, that's a good first question for Coach. Lead with that one.
Yeah, Coach, have you ever done one of those axe throwing things?
No. I don't. I do have a lot of friends in low places, but that's a dangerous area and dangerous people to hang out with. Unfortunately, no. Answer your question.
I've seen some team building things at places like that, but you got to really love your teammates to go there, because, like I said, somebody turns on you. Next thing you know, you got one on your toe.
Yeah. It's just too dangerous. That's bungee jumping without the bungee and stuff like that, cord. So,
well, Coach, fortunately, no team building drills needed after this game, because your team pulled together and got a hard-fought win. And I mean, full credit to both squads, because there were times in this game that either team could have kind of let off the gas or given up on it. And you guys got behind in the second quarter, battled back. They got behind in the third quarter, battled back. You saw a lead turn into a deficit in the fourth quarter, and then finished off, not finished off, but then had a 9-0 run at a crucial point in the fourth.
Yeah, we just got to be consistent. I mean, before the game started, I said that this has been 4 games in a row. We got to be better in the fourth quarter, especially on the defense. We're giving too many points up in the fourth quarter. But I'm very happy with the win. It was a game that the games have gone all year long, and will continue. This is the stat line, the analytics, the data says you win if you out-rebound your opponent. And you know what? You take the record or our schedule, and if you out-rebound your opponent with our schedule, I don't care who it was, Tennessee or Duke or whatever, you're 23-2. We win the rebound tonight, unfortunately, but we win it by 1. We win the game. Just go back 2 games. La Tech, we lose that by 3 or 4.
Oh, the rebound.
And we lose by 1.
Yep.
Okay, it goes with that. And while they had the lead in the first quarter and had the lead at halftime by 1, they had the lead and rebounded. And then I think we came out and scored. No, we came out and scored, but we out-rebounded them by 5 right then, and we're +5. And then they come right back, and we win the rebounding tonight by 1. It's a major factor. You get extra shots, you get closer, higher percentage shots, and you may even get to the foul line. You take away some long rebounds during that 9-point lead or 10-point lead. I know in the first quarter they had 5 points off of 3 rebounds, and the same thing happened in the fourth quarter. Got a 10-point lead, 9-point lead, and there's a shot and missed. We don't box her out. She gets it, runs it down, passes it around. Somebody makes a 3. I think people get a lot of energy off of the rebound, especially offensive rebound, and we did too. Claudia floats right in there, gets a rebound, kicks it out to Avery, and we shoot a 3. That's a big play. So we're not there yet, but we got a W, and if we can if we can win and learn, that's tougher than losing to learn, because you usually learn really quick after being disappointed. And very well played game, I think, from our fans and both teams back and forth. And I think that 1 rebound, I think our free throw shooting 18 for 22. They made 1 more basket, but that's worth 2 points. No, actually, when you look at threes, we made 1 more 3 than them, so that means the free throw line was
19 of 22, actually.
19 of 22, and you win by 5. From the field, threes and all the field goals, we lose by 1 point, but win the game on the free throw line. So attacking the rim and getting those rebounds and going to the foul line was critical. We had went to a foul line at their place 26 times, so we're at least attacking the rim and getting a call, and felt like we could gotten a few other calls, but that's okay. That's I need to just do my job as a coach as best I can. I don't need to help out referees, but let my wife do that. She's screaming from I think 5th row up there, and I just probably need to start telling them or giving her the names of the referees by first name so she can address them in a loving way.
I love that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, she's going to get me when I get home.
Quick turnaround. Saturday afternoon, UTEP comes in from Florida International to play, and I think it's kind of a broken record, but they present a different set of challenges.
Oh, totally different. They're zone press with a bunch of athletes, and zone, bunch of athletes, and quick as I say that, they come out and play man-to-man the entire time. So who knows, but we have to practice zone press and zone offense and see how it goes, and keep them off the boards, because they're a great rebound team. I don't remember. Do you remember the boards against them, what it ended up?
Not off the top of my head.
We played well in those 2 games on the road. Yeah. And actually played better against New Mexico State in the second game than we did the first game, but I think we had a more decisive win. Totally different. We got to think different because we just need to celebrate this one for 24 hours and let it go.
Sounds good, Coach. Appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you, Jamie.
That's head coach Kerry Green. That's going to wrap things up for us here in Liberty Arena. Lady Flames knock off New Mexico State 63-58, and we'll play UTEP on Saturday afternoon here in Liberty Arena, a 2 o'clock start time. And then the Flames will head on the road after that. After hosting UTEP 2 Saturday, they've got the bye Thursday. They don't play on Thursday, and then we'll play down in Miami against FIU the following Saturday at 1 o'clock. And then finish up the season against Jack State, Kennesaw State, Middle Tennessee, and Western Kentucky, and then it's tournament time. And if you want to get out to watch the CUSA basketball tournaments, men's and women's, they're in Huntsville, Alabama, you can go to libertyflames.com and click on the links for the appropriate information how to get your tickets, or to any of the remaining home games as well. A lot of good basketball left to be played for both the men and the women. Until we talk again on Saturday afternoon, Jamie Hall reminding you once more that the Lady Flames get a 5-point win over New Mexico State. I want to thank Nick Pierce for his work back in the studio. Thank you for listening, whether it was on Facebook, YouTube, the Liberty Flames website, the Liberty Flames app. However you digest your content, we certainly appreciate that. Until we talk on Saturday, Jamie Hall saying so long and God bless.
You've been listening to the Coca-Cola Post-Game Locker Room Report and Liberty Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network. This game has been brought to you in part by Joe Yock with Alcova Mortgage, showing you the way home. Aqua Pros, pools, hot tubs, and hearth. Carillion Clinic, inspiring better health. Carter Bank, life lived full. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling. Crossroads Family Dentistry. Earthright Mid-Atlantic, your trusted solar and energy efficiency experts. 11 West, First Bank and Trust, the bank that puts you first. Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Frank Good Builders. Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking for good with Freedom First today. Gentry Lock Attorneys. The Good Feet Store. By Haley's Appliance and Haley's Outdoor in Lynchburg. Liberty Basketball has also been brought to you by Ironclad Coffee Roasters, the finest hand-picked specialty coffees from around the world, craft roasted in Richmond, Virginia. Jason Porter with Legacy Realty and Development. Larry's Tire and Auto Repair. Expect the best service, prices, and care. Carl Miller Realty, caring, competent, trusted advisors. The Liberty Bookstore, the official online store of Liberty Athletics. Lynchburg Nissan, nobody beats our prices, nobody. Peary Family Dentistry. Century Exteriors, providing roofing, gutters, windows, and home remodeling. More information is available at centuryexteriors.com. Segra, a proud partner of Liberty University. Segra offers customized business technology solutions. You can learn more at segra.com. And by Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow. The general manager of Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment is Justin Metzger. The Liberty Flames Sports Network director is Alan York. Coordinating producers Nick Pierce, Kyle Sykes, and Sarah Stinson. I'm staff announcer Jeff Lawrence with a special thanks to Liberty University Athletics Director Ian McCaw and Associate Director of Athletics Communications Paul Carmody. Liberty Flames basketball is an exclusive presentation from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network.